Getting everything started up.
Yeah.
Last time.
Well, I think last time we did our first quick adventure into Drakkenheim. Just a quick in and out, 20 minutes. As I said it would be, so it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting there, had our first fight, and learned some things about the monsters, about kind of their weaknesses.
Some of them like poison, some of them don't like poison. Some of them,
yeah,
like that.
Spit acid. Some of them.
There's a couple different types. We've seen different types of whatever those things were last time. I think one was husk. I think that's what one was called.
Husks,
Husk
Yes.
and bloat. I'm just thinking a bloater. The bloater dude.
Like Last of Us.
Yeah. And then the giant mouth dude.
Giant mouth dude. Yes. Their formal names.
Dredge. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a good distinction to make, which I think as a character you will have noticed. There was a distinct difference between the husks, which are a little more than walking corpses,
Right.
and the dredges, which were definitely more alive, but pretty messed up. Because they were.
Like they seemed like a creature, not like a corpse. They were like
100%. Yeah, they were. They looked like they were. I mean, they were messed up, but they were still alive.
Yeah. We fought them though, and everything went great. I think
everything went fine.
The Barley was at 5 HP, so he was not good at the end of it, but he went there for a reason, and he got to experience some of it. And we met some other adventurers. We had a expert shot by Atoli, who is like, did that warning shot, just totally like expert marksmanship, really, really played it nicely, and we could
totally not unhinged or anything.
Yeah, so we convinced him to, take one of the little crystals as a parting gift, and then we took the rest of them, and now we got a bunch of crystals thanks to our artificer and his tool set to chisel them out of the rock.
Yes,
and
you found a total of 9 small crystals and 3 larger ones, which they're all humming with power, and they should be worth quite a pretty penny.
And the last, and then of course a few odd things. We did find a house, a rundown shack. Met a sorcerer lady. I'm not sure what exactly she was. At the bar, we fiddled around with the armor set that was magic, and I think that's everything that we kind of did offhanded.
Oh yeah, River.
That's it.
You ran into River? Yep. Who seems like she's working for the Amethyst Academy.
Yep.
And finally, which is going to happen when you take your long rest back here, but you will hopefully have prepped your character for level 3, because you guys are going to level up, because you've been into Drakkenheim, and that warrants another level up. So the level up hasn't been granted yet in the server, because you haven't done your long rest yet, but if you've prepared it on D&D Beyond, I will grant it as soon as you guys do your long rest.
Yep, mine's ready for you.
And that is exactly where you were. So with that, you have just re-entered Emberwood Village with your spoils and your lives intact, which is a bit of a miracle. What do you do from there?
So this is kind of happening as we're walking through it. And DeBron's going to look over to Tully and go, that was some good magic usage back there with that shot as a warning shot. That was good strategy. Because I really wouldn't want to have fought them at that point. But that was good strategy to give them a little warning shot. It's like my father always said, is speak politely but carry a large hammer. And in this case, our large hammer was your little blast to show that we could defend ourselves if needed. But I'm glad we didn't have to.
Father's Teddy.
I need to interject quickly. Did your grandma say that?
My father said that.
I thought your grandmother, and that's fine too. I'm not being sexist or anything. It's just funny.
Yeah. I guess at this point, actually, let's say it was my grandmother. That's funnier.
Sure.
Yeah.
My grandma.
brooding a
She
little
was
bit
a
about it.
feisty lady.
Brooding about it. Atoli's just gonna
Yeah.
save face and say, "Yeah, I totally meant for that to happen."
Yeah, it was a good shot because if you actually hurt them, I don't know how we would have talked our way out of it. So that was definitely a good display of your skill.
Well, she
that
wouldn't
gave me
have
a
had a
thought.
face anymore. That's for sure.
True. That gave me a thought. So we've got these little crystals, right? And if we're going to be interacting with other adventurers that might be aggressive, from what I've heard, is if we touch those crystals, bad stuff happens. What if we chiseled them out into arrowheads and maybe gave one or two to me and Elodie to save in case we come across some maybe less nice
And that,
people.
like, Atoli kind of freezes up and just stares at Navarla and like,
great minds think alike.
you want to use this unstable, absolutely fucked up material to create more monsters?
Just the small shards. I can't imagine that they would turn to monsters right then, but it probably would hurt them a lot worse than just normal arrowhead.
So you found
Starting to get the war crimes thing. Great.
We found one little thing of crystals, and now you're suddenly an expert on delirium. How do you know that a little tiny bit won't create a terrible monster? Like,
There's only one way to find out.
oh,
Well, no,
I'm not doing
I'll
that.
take two.
My arrows and knives are plenty sharp enough.
Who was it that
True
told us that
damage.
that if we touch the crystals, it like bonds with our skin and causes like we learned that, didn't we?
It was
I
Aaron, I
believe
think.
it was
Yeah.
I believe it was Aaron or the blacksmith. Someone in town,
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I had the idea is if we use the small crystals and then just have a couple of arrows as backup.
I give it like 1 week until you're one of the monsters. Like, you're gonna slip up and touch it with your bare skin if we're handling it every day. Like, that's a bad idea.
Also, if we hit someone with it and then turn into a monster, we might have more problems on our hands than if we
Yeah.
didn't do that.
We should just kill them with regular knives and arrows.
Okay, well,
I'd like to keep some of the crystals off my share.
And I need a couple of coin to be able to pay off my debts.
yeah, I think we definitely the large crystals. I think we should definitely see if we can get a good price for them. But the small ones, that's what I was thinking we could at least use as a test. It's like you said, it's a gamble, but I think if it works out, it could be a good ace up our sleeve.
Also, I
And
wanted,
other uses for them.
And other
I also
reasons-
wanted
there's-
to.
Go ahead.
I also wanted to keep 2 or 3 of them. I want to make some upgrades after our fight.
Upgrades.
Yes,
Okay.
People, upgrades.
you see a twinkle in his eyes.
I'm loving this. Like, on one side, there's like the people that be like, "Ooh, be very afraid of these crystals," and on the other side, like, "Yeah, let's kill people with it. No, let's use it in technology." Like, yeah, this is why humanity doesn't last.
Here for a good time.
This is
not for a
exactly
long
why we're
time,
going to
right?
kill ourselves sooner or later.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Drakkenheim that kills us. It'll be our own folly. Freaking people, God.
The only reason why I bring it up is I don't know if I have the skills necessary to make a arrowhead out of the crystal, and Nespip, I'd be relying on your skill. And if you don't think you can handle it, maybe I can find someone else to do it. But that's
I really don't want to use them against humans.
Okay.
It sounds like a bad idea. It doesn't sit right.
What about
with me.
dwarves?
What about what?
What about dwarves? Or half-elves?
Yeah, I don't want to use it against humanoids. Or, wait, against any sentient being. That's probably better. But yeah, it just doesn't sit right with me.
So how would you make upgrades? Are you gonna take them apart, or like what are you?
Don't worry about it. We'll see.
I
Oh,
will
okay.
not worry about it. And she walks ahead.
So we, for different reasons, we agree to probably only sell the big fragments, not the the chips.
Yeah, for
Right.
now, yeah, I think we should. I think we all need some little bit of gold, so I think we should go the caravan. There was a dude over there you were talking to that was trading in the crystals. I think he might be someone to talk to. Or
Yeah, let's head
So for,
to Orson.
So for the division of your crystals, you have 9 small crystals and 3 large ones. So for the 9, seeing as you are with 5 of you, that means that everyone gets 2, save for 1 person, and you get to decide who that is, of course.
Atoli will only take 1.
There you go.
I don't want any of the. If we're keeping the small ones, I want to sell my small ones, or someone can use. I don't have any use for them. Like,
I mean-
not. I guess I would sell this to the 2 smaller ones if I can.
okay, well,
Yeah, I'll do that.
we can sell those separately then. And
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Would
think
you be willing to sell your 2 to me? Once we know the price.
Once we know the price, perhaps. But again, I don't want to be the reason why any of you guys turn into those things, those husks.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure it won't happen.
Atoli walks past her and like kind of whispering like it's not your problem or fault.
Okay.
Which
As
of
you,
those gentlemen were the crystal person?
So the gentleman with the eye patch is the one that has a couple of crates with delirium like around his caravan. He seems to be the one that is probably dealing in it. You're also noticing, as you are approaching the caravan court, which is what this area is called, you're noticing that near the chapel of Saint Ardena, the large chapel that is in the corner of this area, there are a couple of people standing outside. 2 of them clad in silver and gold lined armor. One of them is wearing white robes. They look very important. As you approach Orson, I imagine you strike up a conversation with him.
Yep.
All right. He looks at you with a question mark on his face, wondering what you want from him.
Atoli opens a tiny little leather pouch with a glowing delirium shard inside of it and shows it to him. You take care of these, don't you?
Yep. Any size, any amount. To a degree. How many do you got?
Just the one. Just looking to make a quick deal to pay off my debts.
It's a small one. You find
Yep.
all over. They're worth money. This one is about 10 gold.
We've also got-
He closes up the pouch again and like extends his hand. Like, you take this, you give to me at the same time.
All right. He reaches into a pocket that he has, and he gets out 10 golds and hands it to you.
Well, if you got 10 gold for that size, and I motion the nest pip, I kind of reach back and
Yeah.
do you mind turn around it, and I lift up the flap and all the glow of the giant, of the bigger ones. what about these?
So you'll see a glimmer in his eye, almost as if you're providing a hungry person with a nice bologna sandwich. That kind of look. And he looks into the pouch and he says, "Oh, then that's more special than small ones. Interesting. Where'd you get that?"
Where else would we get them? Drakkenheim.
We pulled it out of our asses. No. Like, what?
It's like can't you
That.
tell? It's like I say, can't you tell? And because I'm still have some of the
Blood and
leavings
gore.
of our last fight on me.
Yeah.
He gives out like a very hearty chuckle and then like responds. He says, "Of course it's from Drakkenheim, but most of the outside area has been picked clean. This is a rarity to find on the outskirts, so you must have been closer into the city, haven't you?"
We did go into
It's
the city.
classified.
You've been on
does
the
it matter
outskirts.
where
like-
we got it? We have
Yeah.
it. You want it?
yeah. It's just making small talk. I was interested in delirium. The big ones, they seem good. Can you hold up one to the light?
I'm gonna look out at my glove is sitting right. I'm gonna pull one out, hold it up.
So the size is about, if you bundle 5 of the small ones, basically, that's the size we're talking about here, in one singular crystal. He looks at it for a second and he says, I'll give 100 gold for that.
For each one.
Each, yes.
Nice.
So you're willing to pay us 300 gold for these 3 large
You
crystals?
got 3 of them? Yeah.
3 of them. Okay. What do
Yep.
y'all say?
We're
You
so
think-
terrible at selling. We have to-
You guys are
My
very good at haggling. This is wow.
This is terrible.
I'm glad I come across as so trustworthy.
Missing an eye,
3 of
looking
them.
beat up and everything. Yeah, trustworthy.
So we got 3 of them here, and now considering the fact that we got 3 here at the time. Usually there's a wholesale price, but in this case, I think you know how difficult it is to get these things. I'm thinking I'm thinking maybe we go up, say 10% above that. So 330.
It's interesting. Whenever adventurers come into our town, they want things. They want things for free. They want to be helped out because, well, they're going into Drakkenheim. And they go in and they find their first bit of fortune, and all of a sudden, the prices go up. It's interesting, isn't it? No, I'm afraid that all prices are final with me. Yet, that is a good haul, more than I got today from most of the others. Let me do it this way. I'll give you your 10% extra. One time only. This time. But I want your commitment that next time you find a haul like this and you want to sell it, you sell them to me and not to those gentlemen. And he points at all the other caravan people.
That's always the equally smiles a little bit devious as well. Could make a deal like that. We're going into Drakkenheim again. He looks around at the others with like a sort of like a hoping that everybody else agrees with this. But in that case,
I
then I think we can add
Why
another
don't-
5%.
Oh,
If you want to secure,
all this math.
I'll say, well, I get where you're going with this. If we're going to be offering you exclusivity for at least the next batch of these we get, and that next batch might be huge, it might be small. We don't know. You don't know, but that's a gamble you're willing to take since we've shown ourselves useful. And I think if you want exclusivity, it's not going to be 10%. I think he's right. I think another 5%, so 15% on top of the normal price.
So 340.
No, 10%, and that's it.
10% on every batch. And you get permanent exclusivity.
Well, in that case, we'll just have to see when we come back with the next batch where we want to sell it.
Well, maybe you do. Then we'll just go for the normal price, 300 gold.
300 gold it is then.
All right. He's prepared to give you 300 gold for the 3 gems.
Okay.
So that should be 60 gold for each one of us.
If you want to share it, yes.
Okay.
And,
I'm trying to stir
uh,
a party fight, but I just want to make sure that everyone is okay.
Totally stares a little bit dumbfounded as the gold is gathered up. This is quite possibly the most money he's ever had in his entire life.
Probably.
It's like, huh?
For walking in and out of Drakkenheim?
Exactly.
What the hell?
It's all about mindset, my friend. It's all about mindset. You go with the mindset to get your mindset's been a little different.
With that, he's going to don his hood again and then walk down towards the bargain buzzer to pay off his debt.
Okay.
As we're walking away, Felix will approach Elodie. So, do you mind if I take the 2 small shards off your hand for 20 gold?
Okay. And she's like, fine. I don't know. It would. So we would have divided them all up and like all handled them, like, or were they all with Nespip?
I would
Nespip
imagine
has-
that I would imagine that all of you will be wearing gloves when you do so. If you do not,
Okay.
I would like to know.
Right. Okay. So we would have. Okay. I'm just making sure that like we all have like equipment for this.
And Merlin's got
Um.
he's got one full glove at least, so he's
Yeah.
I say one full glove at least because I'm not sure if he's got like a archer glove or what, but
Yeah, I think I would have something like that too. Yeah, I'll take my 2 out and sure, 20 gold. I wash my hands of if you get messed up by this though.
It's all in my hands now.
Literally.
What are they called again? I think there are a D&D Beyond item, aren't they?
Yep. They're chips, I think.
What are you looking for?
Delirium chips, is it?
I'm not sure if they're actually on D&D Beyond, but if they
they
are not,
they are. I
They
see
are.
them pulled up right now. Yeah.
Oh, cool! They've added them as items. Wow, that's new then, because they weren't there a couple of weeks ago. But that makes it easy.
So I get 80 gold and no chips. Everybody else has some kind of chip.
No, I totally sold his as well. to
Yeah,
cover
I
the
totally
debt.
has 70 gold then.
Yep.
Okay.
And a chip on
Cool.
his shoulder.
And a chip on his shoulder.
More than that.
All right.
Okay.
Feeling rich.
Yeah,
Well, in that
tell me
case,
about it.
I'm gonna look over at Crow and Sons and see if anyone's still over there. They're
So
still...
it is getting closer to the evening. You will see that there is a light burning over there, but it is not from the shop. So there's people at home if you want to go there.
Oh, I'll wait till they're actually doing business before I talk to them then.
All right.
I'm not gonna wait. I need upgrades.
Barge in on family dinner.
Well, if he's just going, then I'll walk with him. Then I'll stand nearby and see how it goes.
At the Bark and Buzzard, Atoli would wait for the same barkeep that handed him the semi-stale bread yesterday.
Sure. She is still running the bar. That's Karen, and she will look at you as you enter. It's going to be a slow day, so you're probably going to be the only customer at the moment.
That's fine. He'll just walk in and place 2 gold pieces on the countertop because he's very bad with the money, obviously. And sliding them across to her and say
It's
thank
like-
you for the generosity.
He's never had money, so he's like, this is worth this much, right?
That
Well, the
Thank you.
kindness as well. And the trust and everything.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You made good on your promise. I guess I hope to see you again soon.
We'll make our return sooner or later. The debt for now is settled, though. Thank you for your generosity.
And you.
And he'll pull up his hood again and then walk out.
Alrighty.
I'd like to do some quick and simple shopping before we go to the blacksmith scene, maybe.
Sure.
I believe one of those caravan traders had something like fancy magical stuff and maybe some spell components and that sort of things. Wasn't there?
That will be Aldor. Yes.
Okay, then
Aldor Demons.
I would approach him. Good day, good sir.
No, indeed. I saw that you were selling some delirium, so that means you have gold to spend. How can I help you?
We do indeed. Well, I do at least. I am in need of a few little things. First of all, I am looking for some very specific things. It is honeycomb and shade dust. Do you happen to have those?
That is indeed very special. But I might have that in one moment.
And he'll reach into his caravan behind him. And lo and behold, he actually does carry this. Almost as if by sheer accident.
How much do you need?
A Out of character, I think we said spell components are a normal price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this, by the
Then-
way, this is a good point for everyone else because Tim made a very valid valid question to me. Most prices in, well, actually all prices in Amberwood Village are basically doubled because of scarcity. So Tim asked, so hey, what does this do in terms of like spell component prices? You know, if you need something like 10 gold worth of this or 20 gold worth of that, does that double as well? And it does not. So technically, you need less of it. That is a good thing to consider. So for Revivify, you don't all of a sudden need 600 gold worth of diamonds. You just need 300. Yeah. So very fair question.
It was like the incense. Like I bought, if I buy 10 gold worth of incense, it doesn't matter if it's this much or this much. It's still 10 gold.
No, because the spell says 10 gold, so you don't need all of a sudden you need 20. No.
Inflation is very weird like this.
Yeah. Spells just work differently in Drakkenheim, is my theory.
All right, I'll take about 50 gold worth.
All right. Just a mix and match of both?
Yes.
Right, you are. Here you go. Afraid the honey has already left the honeycomb. I'm not sure why.
God.
There you are.
He says as he wipes away honey from his mouth.
Yeah.
I just need the comb.
I figured as much.
And other than that, would you be also carrying some good potion-grade bottles or something like that, vials, to store volatile materials?
Just empty bottles. Yes. If you'd have some of those, how many do you need?
Well, how expensive are they? If they aren't terribly expensive, I'd take like a dozen.
They're just a normal glass bottle. These are 4 gold each.
Oh, that's a bit much then. Let's say I'll take 5.
Right, you are.
And he hands you 5 very well crafted bottles with a stopper on them.
All right. 20 gold then.
Here you go.
Wonderful. I can tell you're already becoming one of my favorite customers.
I hope to expand upon that.
Oh, I do
Have a
too.
great day.
Yes, indeed. You too.
All right.
So,
What
so
else?
Nespip, are you about to interrupt family dinner at the blacksmith?
Exactly. I'm gonna try to most politely knock on that door and see if anyone answers.
Sure. Takes a second, but sure enough, after a second, the door opens and Tobias himself is standing in the doorway, still like chewing on whatever he was eating. Yeah.
Hi Tobias, sorry for bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask for some stuff because I'm trying to get some projects done this evening. Do you maybe have a Warhammer?
A Warhammer. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. Yep. Yeah.
Can I buy it from you?
Well, I don't know if you can, but you could certainly try. Let's have a look if I have one. And he goes into his shop with you to see if he does. Which he has a Warhammer. I just need to look up what they go for if you buy them. Because I don't have that on top of mind. I believe they're around 15 gold times 2.
I think so.
Yep. Yeah, I do. Would this suffice? It might be a little bit on the big side for you, but you look like a strapping gentleman. You shouldn't have no problem handling this, I hope. And he shows it to you, and it is a really well-made Warhammer. Like, this has been made with basic materials, granted, but this has been made by a craftsman that loves his job, you can tell.
Okay.
No. These ones go for 30 gold.
Okay, then I would buy one. Thank you.
These
Do
are
you
yours.
also have some leftover metal scraps like bad quality steel, some offcuts you don't need anymore?
I always keep some of that, sure. I can always try to reheat it and whatnot, but I keep a bit of a barrel of that. Why would you be interested in that?
Projects. Can I have some?
You're just not gonna tell any of us we were.
Like, reasons.
Sure. He looks like behind him. There's like a small barrel that has like bits and pieces in there. I'm looking up what I should ask for this. Like, I have no idea.
Let the
Let's
dice
see,
decide.
What would
What
an
does
iron
scrap metal
bar
go for?
Well, there is actually a list for the because D&D. There's a list for everything. A pound of iron would go for a silver. That's not expensive. Wow. So 2 silver for a pound.
Okay, I would probably like.
Deal.
How much would I fit into my backpack?
You're a small dude.
There is, I mean, officially, I don't do weight limits in the game because I feel like it's really annoying when you just hit like your encumbrance. But there is a quote unquote limit for your backpack, which is, I believe, like 100 or 200 pounds. Like, it's a lot. Let me check just to be sure.
Oh god, he's gonna be awake all night.
Exactly.
We're not gonna get any sleep.
Nope.
It's gonna be tinkering in the corner.
Let's see. Your backpack can hold. Technically, your backpack can only hold 30 pounds. That's not a lot. And you do already have a whole bunch of shit in there.
Yeah.
I will say,
let's just round it.
Nabarla-
Let's just round it to 20. Like, I'm fine with 20.
if you need more, Nabarlan's over there reading his little ritual book over across the street. So if you need extra backpack space, he's over there.
Yeah, then I think I'm gonna buy like 20 pounds of the metal.
All right. Fine.
4
That's
gold.
40 silver, 4 gold. Yes.
Okay, and just we don't need to roleplay that. I can do that later. But I got a couple of tools and stuff like that left over, which I want to sell because it's getting a bit much. So
That would be like your hammer and like things like that.
yeah, my hand axe. Yeah, probably just my light hammer. I will look after it at a later point. It's
Honestly,
not much. So.
if Tobias looks at what you're offering, he might just give you a fair exchange. He'd be like, okay, just like this for that, maybe. Like, I'm fine with that too. I could use your tools.
Okay, then I'm gonna offer my light hammer.
Sure. Then it doesn't cost you any money, and for the light hammer, you get the iron.
Okay. Thank you, Tobias.
Well, thank you too. Interesting fellow you are. Well, have a good night.
Good night.
Alan closes the book up and finishes casting detect magic on himself.
You will not notice anything over here at the moment.
That's what I figured. But we're walking over here because I did see all the fancy people outside.
So you're noticing that there is a conversation going right now with a fourth person that is inside the chapel. So the chapel is like from the outside scene. This is more like more of a Roman style, like with columns with openings, so you can sort of like see through a bit of the chapel. On the inside, there is a flame keeper, a priest, so adorning in white robes, with the sign of the sacred flame on it. She is in active conversation with the 3 people outside. It seems an amicable conversation. There's nothing that sounds off about it. The 3 people that are outside look very important. There are 2, what you would possibly see as knights in shining armor with silver and gold trim. And in between them, there is another flame keeper who definitely has more luxurious and more important looking robes than the one that is standing on the inside. They're in active conversation, so if you want to join in, you'd have to join in.
But like when I look over there, are they magic? Is there any aura coming off of them? Just out of curiosity.
At the moment, no.
Okay. Well, kind of walking nearby,
Yeah, can we hear what they're talking about? Or
Yeah, what's the topic that they're speaking about?
It seems that the topic of conversation is about the Sacred Flame itself, and also about a place called Camp Dawn.
I'll walk by and I'll overhear this talk, and I mentioned, it's like, did I hear someone mention Camp Dawn?
You break into the conversation, and the three of them will turn around and give you a smile as you do.
Dawn.
Atoli keeps in the background, keeping his features covered and everything here. But still listening in as well.
just gonna watch this train wreck.
I'm sorry to interject. I'm the Barlin Paisan. Maybe y'all could help me out. I've actually heard Camp Dawn mentioned by somebody. Well, can you? I don't know what it is, but I've heard it mentioned before. What's?
So the Flamekeeper between the three of them gives you the warmest smile that you can imagine, almost motherly, as she looks at you. And she grips her staff a little tighter, and she says, "Now, I'm wondering where you heard about Camp Dawn, but it is no secret what Camp Dawn is or where it is. These fine paladins. First of all, allow me to introduce them. Of course, this would be Sir Virgil Underwood, and this would be Sir Cassandra White. These are both serving paladins of the Silver Order, and they are part of the group that is currently stationed at Camp Dawn, just outside Drakkenheim. Me, I am Ophelia Reed, and I am one of the High Flame Keepers that is currently assisting the Knight Commander in his actions pertaining the issue in Drakkenheim. And you might be?
Well, as I said, I'm the Barlin Paisan. My father was actually a paladin of our faith back home, so I'm very familiar with the responsibilities that come with that sort of position. I do not envy what y'all have to go through.
Well, either you if you're not of our faith, then I do understand there is so much more to this world, is there not? But I do hope that the fire will also be lit in your heart. Tell me, Mr. Paisan, is it Sir Paisan or Mr. Paisan? I want to
It is
make
Sir,
sure.
it is Sir Paisan. Thank you for
Sir
asking.
Paisan.
Sir Paisan.
Well, we always have a good understanding for the nobility, of course. Tell me, since you're not of our faith, what do you make of this situation with the media?
That's actually why I'm here. I traveled quite a ways to see this meteor. I've heard some stories and some horrors that my group and I saw firsthand recently. It's a bit of a mess in there. I kind of gesture to some of the leave-ins on me.
Oh, so you've been into Drakkenheim.
We have. We just returned.
And you've survived. Well, that means that the sacred flame must be burning inside of you. Not a lot of people can say that going into Drakkenheim and out in one piece without some horrifying mutation or one another, something happening to them. You must have a little angel on your shoulder.
I like to think I am blessed in a variety of ways.
Yes, it's good to think that. So if you've been into Drakkenheim and you know how to handle yourselves, might I be so bold as to think that you are more of the adventurous type, or are you here on more meritorious grounds?
Well, I can only speak for myself. My group, they all have their reasons for being here, but I am the more adventurous type. I came here to see, like I said, to see Drakkenheim and see the wonders within. But for my other companions, like I said, they have their own reasons for being here.
And your other companions are?
I kind of point them out, and they're all wandering around here. Is anyone near me right now?
Atoli's standing
Felix
close
would
by,
be
but
in
still...
earshot.
In earshot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in earshot. I'm not I'm like twiddling with my knife or something, looking the other direction, trying to look like I'm not listening.
Mhm.
Totally.
Yes.
Are you looking like you're like? Are you looking over here like you? Be
Oh yeah,
okay with me?
he's just standing around like leaning up against a cart or something
Okay.
in the background.
Totally here. He's our resident expert on Drakkenheim. Couldn't have
Oh,
got
is
in
he
and out.
really?
Couldn't have got in without him
Hmm.
Or out.
or out. We have Felix is around here somewhere. I think he's finishing. Oh, he waves over there. Felix over there. We have Elodie, who I don't know where she is right now. She is a little sneaky like that. And then Nespip, he was over at the blacksmith just a minute ago.
You hear metal rattling as he's running towards our house.
Okay. Oh, there he ching ching ching. Oh, that's him right there.
Well, it's very kind of you to share the names of your party members, Mr. Paisan. Sir Paisan,
Yeah.
excuse me. But thank you. So that is a group of 5 people, if I'm getting that correct. And you all went into Drakkenheim, went out, and well, you survived. Might I ask, would you be bold enough to enter Drakkenheim, maybe for a second time, but then for a more important mission? You will be duly compensated, of course, but you will be doing something that would make a difference, make a mark in this world.
I think,
You would make stories to tell and coin to spend.
and totally, I think you're all about making a difference. If I've gathered,
He'll let like a long drawn out sigh and be like, "Is there really something the oh so holy sacred paladins of the burning flame can't do themselves?"
Unfortunately, even though all of us are vessels guided by the sacred flame, all of us are still mortal shells of bone and flesh, and we too are bound by the rules of this continent. As such, unfortunately, the powers that be, that coming from the meteor and all the other things surrounding it, are unfortunately in our way. We are trying, but we do need to ask for help here and there. And as I said, you will be duly compensated if you would consider. We are currently in the starting phase of a stage to try and reclaim the capital and try to get closer to the media and then ultimately decide what to do with it. But before we do so, there are also a couple of minor tasks that do need to be undertaken. Tell me, sir, Tully, was it?
No, sir, at all. Merely a survivor of Drakkenheim.
It is but a common pleasantry. I apologize. Seeing as you have lived in the city, would you happen to know the name Saint Vitruvio?
Would he have known of that?
The very cathedral is named after it.
Right. Yes, in that case.
It's one of our most important saints, and as such holds very high regard within the ranks of the Sacred Flame. It's not just name, the legacy itself bears a couple of important things that we can use as time goes on. Now, one of those things would be that Saint Vitruvio at some point held a very powerful scepter. Now, we all thought that this scepter was lost when the city was hit by the meteor. You see, the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio is right in the middle of Drakkenheim within the walled city, and getting to it is proving quite a difficulty. And we thought that within the catacombs of the cathedral, we might find this scepter. Recently, we have learned that this scepter is not held within the cathedral, but rather it is held in a small chapel outside of the city. It seems that nobody has noticed just yet, but we do need to get to it first. We want to get this scepter.
If no one has noticed, then how did the information come to you?
Well, we have our ways.
Right. Like asking a random group of adventurers that just happened to pass by for help.
Let me speak plainly with you.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot allow the scepter of Saint Vitruvio to fall into the hands of thieves or cultists, but we also have other matters that we are currently attending to. We are capable of getting this scepter ourselves, but for the right price, why not ask someone else to help us out? That is,
I suppose
after all,
that does
what we
make
do.
more sense.
I
I
know how
appreciate
it
you
goes.
speaking plainly rather than trying to beat around the proverbial bush.
Ophelia, I understand how things go. Sometimes your plan A doesn't work out. Sometimes your plan B doesn't work out. But luckily, you've got plan C here.
No, no,
And-
please.
Roll
Oh,
credits.
shit.
Please.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
please. No, please. It's so much worse when you say it out loud.
It's so much worse.
I regret everything.
Yeah, this was your idea.
I know. It was me, the player's idea, not Elodie's idea.
Oh, God.
Her face goes red when you say that, though. What is he doing?
It totally does like the usual the meme thing of like holding up a finger, like about to say something. Nah, no.
Felix will use this uncomfortable silence to ask, and what would be the right price?
Now, obviously, we would require your discretion, and we would require your sincerity and honesty that you will return the scepter to its rightful owners, which would be the Knights of the Silver Order. This would mean us. If we can trust on that, we are willing to not only give you, well, let's just say 250 gold per person that is going to help us out. But in addition, we might have some interesting items that might help you pursue your further adventures into the city.
And I think I would be remiss without asking. So, as I mentioned, my father was a paladin of our faith back home, and he did have, he was able to offer blessings and healings to those in need. If we needed such assistance, would you be able to help us with that?
If you are able to retrieve the scepter, you can meet us at Camp Dawn, which is about 2 miles outside of the city of Drakkenheim to the south. If you come bearing the scepter and look for me, I will see to it that you are duly rewarded. And yes, I think we can further discuss on how the Silverhand can help you in your further endeavors within the city. A part of that could indeed be offerings of blessings, protection, perhaps healing, resurrection. We have most of that within our ranks.
Excellent. How long will y'all be here? Because it is getting late. I know. I know you want this done quickly, but as I said, we just returned, so we will need to rest for the evening. Are you about to head to Camp David right now?
We will be heading to camp.
David. Okay.
David, Camp Dave, whatever.
Dawn.
Yeah. Dawn. I'm thinking.
Dave. Yeah, that's it.
That's why I was kind of confused.
Now, Senator Barnett, I'd be remiss to tell you that unfortunately the president couldn't get over here today, but
You're American.
we will be going to Camp Dawn in the morning.
I think we can give you our answer in the morning.
And that is
We
fine.
need to discuss with the rest of the...
Say, Flamekeeper, do the hooded lanterns still hold the only feasible gate in and out of the city?
To be honest, I don't know. I believe they do, but unfortunately, keeping in touch with the Hooded Lantern has proven very difficult nowadays, and I do have other people taking care of that. You'd probably be best asking the Hooded Lanterns yourself. Sir Virgil, would you happen to know anything about this? And Sir Virgil just slowly shakes his head. No, see, unfortunately, we don't keep too many tabs about the whereabouts and actions of the other groups that are around here. But feel free to ask to talk to them. They seem like a very nice and trustworthy bunch.
Quick question, out of curiosity.
Can I Can I insight that? Because the way you said that did not feel good at all.
No, that's why
Sure.
That's why I totally just said what he said as well. It's like about as
What did you say?
trustworthy as everybody else around here.
She'll just smile at you at that. Feel free to roll your insight on that. Tim, what did you say?
When they were talking before, did Sir Virgil ever say a word?
No, they're just standing there being guards, basically.
So even before,
Wow.
oh, that's nice.
No, they haven't said
Before we
anything yet.
start, no, I mean before we started the conversation, when we just
so
approached them.
when they were like in a conversation about Camp Dawn and whatnot, no, they were just standing there. They didn't say anything.
Above
Okay,
silence.
well, first roll of the day, and boom.
Natural 20 for the Barlin. Wow.
That's a first ever.
Over something this
So the thing is,
kind of silly.
what I'm telling you right now is only available when you actually roll a natural 20. So
Oh, sweet!
just, so this is the thing. Looking at Ophelia Reed and listening to the way she talks, she sounds very sincere. She sounds very homely. She sounds very friendly. She sounds very knowledgeable. Like all of that is going for her. But you are noticing that around, like beyond all of that, there is this thin veneer layer that there is something hiding behind that. Now, usually people in positions of power do have that, of course, and she seems like a person in position of power. What exactly she is hiding, you can't tell, but you feel that you just caught her in a lie.
What
I
a
won't
time to
mention
be
that then.
alive to see Nabarlin
Yeah.
actually roll a natural 20.
Right? Yeah, and anything
so-
shy of a natural 20 would not have told you this. So
what was the lie about the hooded lantern, or was it about
about the Hooded Lanterns, like they seem like very nice folk. Like you got the feeling like that was
Oh, yeah.
not true.
I'm gonna say, okay, I guess hooded lantern. It's a little surprising you say that about them. I've heard mixed feelings about them. I've heard mixed things.
Well, they are a broken community after all. They have fought their many battles and they've tried to save the city, but unfortunately, everything so far was in vain. Still, that doesn't do anything about their character. I'm pretty sure they're very nice people. Just unfortunately not thorough enough. But that is why we are here.
Few organizations are fully black or white, he says with a smile.
Well, we do prefer the white over the black in that.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what?
She didn't
White
even
magic.
try to refute him.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to find the rest of my group. We need to rest up, clean up. As I motion once again to my Ophel on me. We'll find you in the morning and discuss this a little further.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck, and I hope that the flame can guide your path.
Flame doesn't guide
Right, have you
anything.
been covered in poop this entire time?
No, I've got like on my like I've got the bloater blew up, so I've got still stuff.
Yeah.
I can't
Wasn't
clean it
that
all
poop?
off. I mean, no, it was like
while
You
we
just-
were going to the city, Felix would have helped you with some prestidigitation.
okay. So it's not. It's like my boots then. Like
It wasn't that bad, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Just on my
You
God,
still
boots.
you still
okay.
smell though. Filthy human.
Well, that has nothing to do with the incident in the city.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna. Braun's moving back to the house.
It only just dawned on me what I said with the black and white.
Yeah,
I meant light
it-
and dark hair, of course, right? Just maybe a slight rectification there.
That's exactly why I was like, wait, hold up. Did you just
She meant light because sacred
uh-huh.
flame instead of dark. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Okay.
Dark and light.
Sure.
All right, all of you are back at your new home.
Our very
What do you do
humble
for your
abode.
night?
Very humble
Yes.
abode.
There are things I need to do. So, if you don't mind, I'll just start with the list. First of all, Felix will find himself a corner, clean it up a bit, and start penning a letter in 2 copies. I will send you the details just in a moment, but
Okay.
Wait a second. Here you go. That will be important quite a bit later. But I already want to have it written out.
Yes, I remember why you're writing this. All right, cool.
Okay. Besides that, he will take out a different. Well, he'll do 2 copies of that letter and take out a different piece of paper, and he will try to draw something like a stamp. And this stamp, if someone would be looking over his shoulder, would be saying, Jason Valorian of the Bank of Caspia. And it's meant to look like an official stamp that the Bank of Caspia might or might not have had.
Are you forging documents over
I
there,
was
Felix?
just about to say these.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Elodie does have a forgery kit. Do you need, like?
He's currently just
But I'm-
designing
You're not gonna. Okay.
He's currently just designing the stamp.
Okay.
He's not.
I'm just
currently
making
actually
some notes.
it.
I am totally photoshopping this for you, by the way. So, because like, I want to have this in game.
And once he has drawn out some design of it, and if it doesn't look absolutely atrocious, he will actually approach Nespip, who is probably doing things.
I'm gathering all of the possible metal in the house. All of the leftover metal, and shoving it into a corner.
Nespip, could I have some of your time for just a few minutes?
Sure, what do you need me for?
Drain
Maybe
pipe? We don't need a drain pipe. It's leaking here anyways. Sorry, go ahead.
I have this design, and I would like to get a stamp of it. Something I could use with ink. Do you think you could make something out of a piece of scrap metal?
The design from you're showing me the design of the you made.
Yes.
Right? I think I should be able to do something like that. Like I have Tinker Tools proficiencies, Smith Tools proficiencies.
This
So
will definitely fall under Tinker Tools. So if you have proficiency with that, you 100% can do this.
yeah, sure, I can make this then.
I'd be greatly in your debt if you could help me with that.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be right now, but if you could have it overnight, that would be amazing.
Okay, I'm adding it to my list.
He's making a list. He's checking it 5 times.
Thank you. And that's everything for Felix for tonight.
All right.
Or is he Felix?
What is happening with you? You're a bard and you haven't sing a song like once, and you haven't played an instrument once. So I'm just like, what
you haven't
are
seen an
you?
instrument on him.
Who are you?
He's a whippy bard.
So we're doing a long rest at this point, probably.
I think so. Do you want to just all take a long rest? Do you trust this place, or are you going to do like another rotation of people being awake?
I think we should do watches.
Yeah.
All right. How do you want to do that?
Can I just like sleep because I got pretty beat up?
Yeah, we'll let you.
I think you can.
That totally goes back to his corner again and kind of like huddles up.
Felix will take his first watch.
All right.
Yeah, then we'll do the second watch.
Because you're awake anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And who's third?
Hold on, because I'm very nervous about him taking any kind of watches. If he's busy with his work, does he see or hear anything at all?
I think it's probably easier to explain the mechanic we figured out. I can take one normal watch, like any other person. Like I'm doing stuff I don't need to pay attention to, and then I can basically do a second watch or stay awake for a second watch. But if anything, I can do a check with disadvantage if I even do that.
Okay.
basically the advantage is I'm awake and I still have my armor on. That's
Okay.
probably the best thing about that.
So you would be awake but not focusing for the first watch and then watching for the second watch.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then probably maybe sleeping. Maybe you'll get some sleep the third watch.
The third watch I will get some sleep, and then we will see.
All right.
All right. And who's third?
I can be third, or Atoli, are you more of a stay up person?
At this point in time, he's already sleeping.
Okay, then I will take the third watch.
This
He's like,
Okay.
I like kind of
no,
poke him for a
see-
second, and he like snores.
See, this is the most comfortable that Atoli has probably been
Aw.
ever. So the safety of an actual breathable living city is
And money.
is safety enough for him. But he's a light sleeper.
Just for flavor, are you huddled up with your bag of gold?
No. Like he's not attached to money in the same way that, you know, Scrooge McDuck is.
Scratch McDuke.
Scrooge McDuck is now a character.
Yep. So no,
He's
like,
real.
he's not attached to money, which is exactly why he like slid across two gold pieces for the generosity of the barkeep earlier. So even if the money was probably stolen from him during the night or any other scenario, he'd probably be like, okay, well, easy come, easy go.
Scrooge McDuck is a real character and will try and do hurt you.
Scrooge. Good old Scrooge.
Scrooge McDuck.
All right. So for your watches, is there anything you guys want to do other than just keeping watch? Let's just start with Felix. You were going to do the first one.
I mean, I already did the letter and everything, so that's... I might do something, but I will write you later. I still need to figure it out in the details.
Okay. So for your watch, nothing really happens. For the second watch, we have Nespip.
So during Felix watch, I would have done some modifications to my hammer, so artificer infusions, and during my watch, I would have taken out at some point. It looks like a small rusted toy, like a little four-legged spider, where the body looks like one single. What is it called? From a tortoise, one single scale of its shell, with four legs sticking out symmetrically around it. And I would have taken out a delirium shard and made it fit into this little toy, and it would have sprung alive and would have let it out into the scrap metal I've collected all over the house and from the blacksmith. And for the rest of my watch, I would have let that thing in there, looking occasionally at the pile, smiling, and keeping my watch.
Wonderful. For your watch, nothing happens. And then we have Elodie.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to do. I yeah, I think I would just be awake watching. Just kind of yeah, I think I would be focused.
All right. Can you roll me a perception check?
No. I reverted my character sheet back to level 2. Would that be what it is, or would it be level 3 at this point?
It is. It is
'Cause
at
it
this
makes
point.
the
It will be.
difference for a little bit.
Yeah, at
with
this
me.
point it will be level 3. I do have to import them in a second
Okay.
because I'm noticing that I'm getting an error, and I think I need to quickly update the module that allows me to import. So I'll do that in a second. But you can go off of your stats for level 3 because at this point you
Level
have slept
3,
and woken
okay,
up early.
Let me do that. All right. All right. Okay, I'm fine with that. 15.
All right. You are confident that you are not hearing anything around the house, and you are fine and safe. With that,
Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
sowing the seeds of discord. As such, night turns into day. You have survived another night in Emberwood Village, and all of you are leveled up to level 3. In the meantime, while you guys discuss whatever you would like to discuss right now, I'm quickly going to update a module. So this might kick you out of the server for a second, but I will be very quick.
Okay.
So Nesbeth would have made a stand for me.
I would also have, if the time would have allowed, made a stand.
I would imagine so that you would have done that, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
this
I
little
would have
thing is
used that
just
stamp
crawling
to
around?
mark the letters.
Okay. To mark the letters. Would you use it with wax or ink?
Let me
It's
check.
not a
if I-
seal. It's like a stamp, like a. This is from this bank or whatever was what you were
You
doing.
can log back in again.
I would use it with ink. I have either.
Ink. Okay. Hmm.
All right, server's back up, so you can get back in. Let's see, in the meantime, if I can import you. If not, we'll just run off of the D&D Beyond screens, but I think this should work. Yep, that was the problem. So I'll import all of them. The Barn, you're already level 3. The rest of the ones are coming in now.
Cool. Wait, did I choose mine? Oh, I need to choose it again because I went back. No, but... Okay, you might have to
Hang on, give
import
me a
mine again just because I.
It's importing right now. It should be imported. If you close and reopen it, it should be level 3. And totally your last one coming in right now.
What to say? I'm still level 2.
You should be level 3 right now. Have a look at your hit points because you're at 0 hit points for some reason, which could just be a bug, but I'm pretty sure you're not at 0.
If you don't mind, I would like to change that to my full HP.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, everyone is level 3. Congratulations. Confetti, because like we did it last time, but there's never a reason not to do confetti.
Hey.
Wonderful.
Would any of you have woken up Nesbeth? And as added context, I think from the metal pile you would hear some rustling as well.
Okay, but we wouldn't have seen the thing. Like, it's small enough that it's just like hiding in there, or
You
Okay,
might
well,
have seen me put it into there.
That makes me wonder, is he sleeping under the pile of metal?
No. He's sleeping somewhere next to it,
Okay.
like on a regular resting place. He just placed something in there. You saw it crawl in, and after a while he went to rest.
Yeah, well, that's not ominous at all. I need to do a
And
That's not ominous at all.
Mm-hmm.
Also, would anyone Would someone have woken me up on Nespep up?
I mean, once everyone was getting up, Felix probably would have. Or tried at least.
No, just for the fun of it, it's also do that. Okay, everything is fine.
For now.
Yes.
I love all these extra rolls where the rest of the party is like,
Yeah, what's
going on?
happening? We're just gonna.
There's so much going on
like
behind the
it.
screens, guys.
Just like, should I have more going on behind the screen? Like, I have nothing going on.
Nope. You do not.
Felix just rolling a d7 just for fun.
That was an ugly die. Like, with all due respect, but that was an ugly looking die.
I'm trying to get to level 3, but it's not important for me.
You should be imported already. If you close your character sheet and open it again, it should be level 3 right now.
It says level 2.
Not on my end. I can re-import, but
Interesting. I'll even hit refresh then. I'll just refresh the whole thing.
sure. Let me
Okay,
see if it also took your the correct feature that you went with. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
As Nespep would have woken up, he would run over to the pile,
There it is. Okay.
shove some to the side, and say, "Yes, it worked." Next to him, you see pretty large. It's a medium construct. Big turtle
How
shell.
big?
Medium. So it's
It's bigger than you.
yes, and I can and I can ride it. That's the fun part.
All right, tell me, what is it?
Well played.
Just run it by me again. What does it look like again?
It looks like
This needs a token.
it looks like a big symmetrical turtle shell with 4 mechanical legs poking out of it on also in a symmetrical, or like if you know about them, those little Arduino kits with quadruped robots. I can post pictures later. I'm gonna search for a good one. It's one of those, so it's a turtle shell, 4 mechanical legs sticking out of it. The turtle shell itself is rusted metal. It looks like weathering steel, just red and
Does
rusted.
it have a head?
No, it's just the shell
Okay,
with 4
that's
legs out of it.
creepy.
And
It's just the
e-
shell.
And each of the shell scales is basically one of those little robots. They're just stuck together, building this larger body.
That's great.
Okay.
What's a
You're
robot
gonna
made of
need to
bunch
make
of
me a
little
picture for that,
robots?
but that's
I'm
awesome.
gonna try to make a picture. I tried to get an
Sure.
AI to spit out something useful, but it's hard.
This is very complex what you're describing, but this is cool. Let me import a construct for you. Because does it have any stats? Is it just going for the base stats of a construct?
It's my steel defender.
Oh yeah, okay. Got it.
Like I have all the stats and rolling on D&D Beyond, so I can do it via that.
Does it have a
best.
name?
Yes, it's called Tali.
As in
in
Thali?
Yes,
As in Talymore. Yeah, I love it.
because he heard a cautionary tale of a turtle nearly blowing himself up.
A grand tale, no less.
Exactly.
All right. So I have a token for you for now. It looks like a dog, which is like not the right token, but at least it's something. And then like once we have your picture, we'll go with that. But we have Tali.
Hey.
It doesn't have a head. Like, how do you know? I guess it doesn't talk anyway. It's just a construct.
It can
Right.
talk. It
It can talk. What does
No,
it
it
talk
can't, it
out
can't.
of?
It can't.
Oh, I
But
didn't think so.
think
Yeah.
it's able to act somewhat independently, so I can give it
You
orders
could give
and stuff
command,
like that.
yeah.
But it has an intelligence of 4. So
So it's sentient, but it can't talk. So it's literally has no mouth, but it must scream.
exactly.
What a nice call out there.
I see what you did there.
All right. I believe there's one more thing that needs to change. Like we should also go over what everyone picked for level 3, of course, because that's fun. But as we're spitting out all our new buddies and whatnot, New Barlin, are you feeling all right?
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
And he actually crashed. Oh god.
he's frozen.
This was not a call out to him being frozen. This is a call out to his character.
Yeah.
What a timing.
That gives me a chance to ask somebody else in regards to this. What's the situation on like smaller animals around the whole area?
Little
Like-
to none, really. You'll see the occasional bird and whatnot, but like bunnies or something like that, you haven't seen any of those.
Mice,
I thought
snake,
it was.
rats.
You might have seen a couple of rats in the streets of Drakkenheim here and there, like in between the rubble. Same with my the those are like carrion creatures and whatnot. Like those are there, but not a lot.
So no snakes either.
I don't think there are any. No.
Damn.
Did we kick him from the call? Like, what's happening?
I think he's crashed. He actually did.
He crashed completely. Oh,
What a
no.
timing! Right on this big moment. Oh no.
His big moment where he turns into some kind of monster, right? And we have to fight him. That's what's happening.
So this is
You
where
can
he wakes up and
Mm.
this is where he wakes up and goes, "Screw you guys, I'm out."
I mean, speaking of scary monsters, Felix would have used one of those empty bottles he got to store his crystals.
Okay, fair enough. That would fit. Yeah,
There he goes.
the small ones will fit into a bottle. While we wait for him, because he will also have a little something for us, I would imagine. But as we wait for that, there will be. Who has the highest passive perception of you?
It's not me.
Probably not
I
me. 11.
have 14.
Perception 15, I think.
Barlin
Hmm.
might have more than he probably has high, right?
He's a ranger, so he could
Ranger?
have. Let me have a look.
I've got a 15 passive investigation. But that's it.
Quick break. Oh, honey.
His passive perception is a 15 as well. No, not too high. Anyways, it is more than enough, though. You guys are noticing that someone is walking around outside your house.
Just Felix and Barlin, though.
I
here he
would
comes.
say so because, like, you.
Are we-
And there is Navarlan again. Hello.
Do you mind if we do a break while we reset everything?
Oh, absolutely. We can. Yeah, because it's also like 9:30 over here. Sure. Let's take a 5-minute break. Get something to drink. Do our bio breaks, and then we'll get back in about 5 minutes.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. See you in a bit.
Sorry to leave y'all hanging there, right?
Don't
That's so
worry.
dramatic about it.
I can't find any good videos or something like that of those quadruped robots. All of them are some.
I took a 5-minute Google, but like the same. Like I'm getting a lot of turtles, but they aren't like rust covered, and I'm getting a lot of rust covered shit that isn't a turtle. So like,
Also, Barry, in the letter that I
Yes.
sent you, I have forgot to fill in the name of the hotel because I didn't know it from
I
the
already
back
fixed
of
it.
my head. Thank you.
so like the triple X, it's the Red Lion Hotel. I already added it in.
We still don't have our buddy.
He is taking his time, which is okay.
Here is something like what I meant.
Yeah, I figured like that, but then like rust covered and as a turtle shell.
Yeah, basically, the body is a turtle shell. Yeah. I'm gonna try to force some AI to do that during the next week, but yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while, like you hit it just right, and it generates exactly what you want. And sometimes you have to do like 40 prompts before you even get close. It's that is truly the magic of AI right now. Now, more times than not, it gets exactly what you want. Like I'm so like shocked how well it performs most of the times.
Yeah.
Welcome back, buddy.
That would be another one. Basically, it's walking a bit janky. The fun thing is it's walking a bit janky, but it's also pretty fast. So I assume that would be really terrifying running towards you.
That just like it looks creepy. I love that.
Oh my god. And yours can wave like that?
Probably.
But it's the size of like a person. It's the size of you, basically, right? Like, or
It's
bigger than
literally
you.
it's a medium construct. You are, I think, a
The size of
medium-sized
me.
creature.
It's the size of
Like,
me.
Well,
Oh
it's
my
not as
god.
tall as you, but it's like same size
It's
category.
of a comparable weight. Of a comparable.
Yeah,
That's
probably the size
okay.
of a wolf or something.
Okay, yeah. Still terrifying. Definitely
Exactly.
terrifying. Stuff of nightmares.
Right. I just reset everything, so I should be fine. I'm letting my computer boot up before I go back on to the good quality stuff.
Sure.
Right over here.
Did Jay return already? Is he still he's still on break.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm
And
here.
what timing? There he is.
I just pressed the wrong buttons because there are so many of them these days.
All good. Okay. Where we left off was indeed a bit of a cliffhanger. Two things, actually. I was telling that there is apparently someone snooping around your house at the moment. But before that, I asked Unibarden like if everything was okay. And the second I asked that, you were frozen. So that was really funny. What a timing. But is there something you'd like to share about your character at this point?
It does look like he's crashed again.
No.
No, I can hear him still.
I can.
I'm not feeling okay. This is early morning.
You're really cutting out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go. Am I here?
Yes.
Okay, before I jump again, I'm not feeling good. The brawler shoots up. The ground starts shaking. You look over and you see his eyes glaze over, and in a bloodshot, sort of black looking thing. And he starts making this guttural, loud voice noises. They're speaking a language that I don't think any of you can understand.
Which language?
And as he's doing that,
It's not a language that you guys can comprehend. I've already checked.
Damn.
Spanish.
It's Spanish, yes.
The most unholy of all languages.
Aye, 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 aye.
As he's saying this, something starts crawling out of his mouth.
And it looks something like this.
That is so disturbing, and the fact that you have spent time creating this worries me even more.
So it's like a snake thing? Like, what is it?
Oh, look,
It
it's the
comes
spirit
out
of the
and
dragon we defeated.
It comes out and it lands on the ground. As it's going on the ground, you see it slither and then bulge, and just arms and everything starts spurting out of its skin, and it's shedding. It's like rapidly shedding off layers as it's wings and legs, and it grows into a roughly dog-sized looking dragon.
It's the pseudo dragon.
And it's because
Some people, when they're like freaking rangers that have dragons, don't have to vomit them. That's not like you don't have to do that.
I'm sorry.
To Drakkenheim.
That's I'm sorry, but that's not how childbirth works.
Yeah, no. And some people just find dragons. Sometimes dragons just come down and they want to be your friend. They don't have to come out of your mouth.
Also, how long was that thing living in your stomach?
He doesn't know, and Barla says it looks like he's sitting there and everything is the ground stops shaking and his eyes go back to normal and his voice is normal, and it seems as though the Father of Rebirth has blessed us with a dragon reborn.
Should we kill it?
Like it. I don't like it. Do we fight
That would be
it?
a very fair question.
I am not sure that
Elodie
looks
is like holding her knife, like she's like ready.
that does not look like a blessing.
And
that looks like a threat.
It looks over and it kind of does like little things, like a little. And it comes over, it sits next to me, and it's like being scared, and I'm just petting it. I say, "It's okay. It's okay."
Is it though?
It is okay.
Because I'm about to spray that thing with poison.
I have a knife.
It's okay. This is looks. I said, "This is," and then you hear her talk. Like, this is Blondie, but she talks in the language that she talks in language
none
that no
of
one
us can understand.
No,
Okay,
that is vommy.
Although I guess I should. Let me do the actual. There.
Yeah.
Man, I never thought my stuff was weird.
None of that says anything about having to vomit it. I just don't understand why you had to do that.
Yes, Drakkenheim.
I mean,
it's Drakkenheim.
I have played a ranger that has a Drake companion, and it was cute. It was not disgusting.
Well, look
Drakkenheim will do that to you.
Look how sweet she is.
Look at it this way. At least it came out through his mouth and not some other holes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This could have been worse.
It could have been worse. I guess the mouth was the best option. Still.
Anyway, anybody else lost their appetite?
Yeah.
As we're talking, Bloody goes up there and starts like trying to play with the turtle machine.
Would my steel defender notice someone outside? It has a passive perception of 14.
Yeah, with 14 it'll notice it as well.
Well, I have a
And
14.
then- Yeah.
And then you would notice as well.
It's just me. I'm just
It's
like,
not you.
Yeah,
no, I
guess
mean, it's
after-
just me who doesn't notice.
Oh yeah, so
It's
yeah.
like, it's only me. I'm just like,
Uh,
why? What are these freaking creatures that we
After us-
suddenly have?
So all of you, so basically all of you collectively, except for Elodie, notice that someone is basically trying to snoop into your house, like not getting into, but like trying to look inside.
Yes, weird shit.
Can I
Yeah.
determine where the person is currently trying to peek in?
Basically one of the windows that you have, like this hut has like 2 or 3 windows. It's hiding below one of those windows, but you can probably see his fingers like on the window still.
And man, imagine a rundown home like this where you can literally peek in through the fucking the boards in the sides of the house, and you're still going for the window. That's okay. That's good manners. Well, we Atoli just casually points towards the window where there's a couple of fingers on the windowsill now. It's like, we gonna do anything about that?
Ali, go fetch. And I'm gonna send Tali outside, like probably bursting through the nearest door, running at that whoever's outside.
Okay.
Trying to grab this pin.
You'll hear a combination of mechanical, like, whirring and whizzing as Tali walks over there. And then you'll hear something which I'm not really sure what the follow-up is, but it's like a scream, tearing cloth, and mechanical footsteps again, dragging someone inside the hut. Like, because I'll totally allow that because it's funny. And as this is happening, it's like, get off of me, you hear. And like there is this gentleman being dragged in that is wearing like leathers and has like a bald head. He's like, is Tali still holding on to?
I think he will probably pin his clothes down to the floor with his 2 front claws.
Okay, so his pants are ripped, and like underneath you'll see like his boxer shorts, which are like white with like little hearts on them.
Oh.
Because that is like the thing, of course, that you can see. This gentleman looks like, except for that, he looks rather thuggish.
How can we help you, sir?
Yeah.
Wait, would I recognize him if I run with the queens?
Not
Or is he-
necessarily
is he-
that, but
no.
But you've seen him. You've seen him rather recently in the bar yesterday.
Is this who Elodie was bickering with in the bar?
No, but this was one of his bodyguards.
Oh,
Okay.
look. It's one of the queen's thugs.
Get off of me.
Not on you.
Look here, I've had a rough morning. What are you doing?
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Got my pants ripped to shreds. I was just sent over here to snoop out if you were here. Someone who likes to talk to you.
Who sent you?
Mel, he wants to talk to you guys.
Oh, right.
That douchebag?
Yeah, I
He
wouldn't call
probably-
him douchebag, Missy.
He
He's
probably
very
heard
powerful
of our-
and he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, now he heard that we ventured into Drakkenheim and came back and made coins, and now he wants to make a deal. Is that about right?
Yeah? Is that wrong?
No, I just... Wait, what?
Not bad, is it? Like, we're
Why-
always looking for an extra deal, and like you guys seem capable. Anyways, Mel wants to talk to you guys.
Where's Mel at?
He's at the bar. Skull and sword.
Okay.
Are the Flamekeeper still in town? Is the Flamekeeper still in town?
I don't know. Was there a flamekeeper in town?
Oh my god,
They said
you
they were-
really are a thug, aren't you?
I don't like, dude. I don't really like do faith and shit.
You don't really think either, do you?
What? Hey, is that an insult?
That about answers that. Anyways,
Okay, buddy, you got your message. Well, if we get over there, yeah, I'm assuming Mel will be there for a little while.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay.
He wants to talk to you guys.
Thanks for stopping by. And as I say that, Blondie kind of walks up behind me and is giving him the stink eye.
You see the fear in his eye, like, that looks like, because it's a drake, but that still looks like dragon-ish.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Can I go now? Can that thing let me go?
Harley, release him. And he lifts his claws.
These were some new pants. I only stole these yesterday.
such a fucking,
Could've knocked.
stupid dog.
As he goes, yes, it's next time just knock.
Yeah.
Proceeds
Well,
to use a
told-
knock spell.
I totally answer the question. They aren't leaving until the morning, so they might still be there.
That's why
I think,
asked him.
yeah, I
But
think
you spent time
we-
coughing up a, dragon, so.
I'm assuming at this, we probably would have filled everybody else in. I guess LD is only, and Nespit were the two that weren't really listening. So we filled them in on the situation with the flaming people.
You told them all of our names?
Yes,
They don't know what you look like. I did.
Okay.
They don't know what you look like though.
And that's why I never give out your real name.
Sorry, what?
Nothing. No.
We've
All
all
of
come
you
to learn
guys
that
are-
he's actually
You're
not called
all
Nes-
using fake names.
He's not actually called Nespip, he's called Nesquick.
That's right.
That's right.
That's where the lore comes in.
Well,
Chocolate
I must
milk
say
and
the firemen really sound a bit more trustworthy than those thugs, but we should at least hear their offer.
Felix,
They sounded-
I'll tell you one thing, and that is don't trust anyone here.
Well, of course.
She was hiding something. I was picking up some bad, I don't know. She didn't seem fully forthright. I know what you're saying though, but there's still something she wasn't telling us.
They're all hiding something. They all seek power. They all seek something.
I think
The Academy is just the same. Even though they seek knowledge, they're still seeking some sort of power.
maybe it wouldn't hurt to hear out Mel though. Who knows? Maybe we could
if
kill
it's
two
gonna
birds with
hurt
one
anyone
stone
to hear out Mel, it's gonna be him because I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Well, you have to be careful with that, girl, because he still works for the Queen. And nobody moves
The
anything
queen?
in and out.
There's not a.
There's
I
a
thought
queen.
the royal family was.
No. Queen of Thieves.
Oh right.
And as far as I'm aware, that's not a character you want to get on your bad side.
Well, number only eats a couple berries.
Oh, so that's how the
Blueberries,
dragon
anyway.
became. Yeah,
Maybe we
they just ate it, and he puked up a dragon a couple of days later.
little dragon seeds here.
Yeah.
Note to myself, don't eat the berries from Nabalin.
Don't eat Navarlin's good berries. They make you cough up dragons.
No, it's good.
I might be biased, but there's no such thing as a bad berry.
That is so
Well, I'm pretty
bad.
I'm set on breakfast, but maybe we go hear Mel out, get some breakfast.
Yeah, sure. We
try
can
and-
make him pay for it.
I
Yeah.
can respect that.
We have leverage
And-
right now.
Felix would put his armor in his bag actually, and just put on his what's it called? His fancy clothes,
Sure.
his fine clothes. I'm
His,
sorry.
his bardic clothes, performance attire.
No, he
Oh,
pretty much the best way to describe him would be like a rather posh butler. That's probably the closest thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe
With,
something
with,
between
with
a
the cravats
butler,
and everything, just very,
Yeah.
very, yeah,
something between a butler and a lawyer.
nice.
Who is
Felix-
this man?
Felix Esquire.
Good day, sir. He's a lean. Like that.
Let's hear their propositions.
All right. Walking into the bar. It is currently very empty, as it is still early morning. The ones that are currently tending bar are only the woman that you spoke to earlier, so the female orc that is the bar owner proprietor. Her husband isn't currently here, but in the back you do notice a thug that is missing a bit of a piece of his pants, and Blackjack Mel, both sitting in a booth, just by themselves.
Good day, good sirs. I've heard you'd like to sponsor us a breakfast and have a nice conversation to boot.
Yeah, is that a way to start a conversation? I like that. All right, sure. We'll pay you for food. Sure, sit down. And he like gestures to like the tables. Elodie, by the way, are you like also inside or are you waiting outside?
I think I would go inside, but I would like hang back. So maybe what's the layout? There's like a bar and there's like just tables.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
as you
pretty
come
empty?
inside, there's like a bar on like I would imagine the left side, where the owner is currently. It's Frida, her name is, by the way. She's just like cleaning up the bar. She's there. Then like there's a couple of stools in front of the bar, and then behind that there's like an additional sort of chamber that doesn't really have like, it's not walled off. It's just like an additional part, and that is where there's a couple of like booths and tables, and that is like they claim their own booths basically.
Yeah, I would just sit at the table and try to listen, which my passive is so bad that doesn't even I don't
So-
even know.
So
I'm
as you
just
are
trying to
inside,
not like I'm trying to not draw attention to myself is what I'm trying to do. So
right? But you did go inside.
I did go inside.
Yeah. So Blackjack Mel will notice you, and he will stand up and he'll be like, "Oh, Missy, hello. I think I owe you an apology."
Oh. That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, well, I'm a guy of like many talents and whatnot. Last time, me and the boys were having a bit of a laugh, and well, maybe we went a little bit too far, and bygones be bygones and all that. So, I'd like to get you in on this breakfast thing. Everyone else also wants some breakfast. You might want to have some as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Felix will wave over to the bartender. I'll have the full kit, please.
Just all of it. So, yeah, I'll eat money on his dime. Let's do it. Eat money,
full-
eat food.
I'll
full-
eat money.
A full English.
Full English.
So, full orcish, that is.
yeah, full English.
No. Oh god.
Which is funny because Free doesn't work. So Frida's a
makes sense.
cleaning bar. It don't make sense. See, so Frida's cleaning bar, and as you say, is like I'll do like a full one. So you just just does it like one eye like stares you like,
I'll give us.
and then looks over
Hello,
at Mel.
Frida. Hello, Frida. Give us the full orcish over here.
Right. Just one second. Let me check with Mel. So she looks over at Mel. She's like, that's like 5 gold a pop. Are you covering? Is that like, I don't want to get like, are you covering this? And Mel's like, yeah, and just like do one for me and for Frederick as well here. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. So yeah, just look in whenever they want. It's all good. I just want to talk to them.
Yeah, but now
So you're all getting like,
yeah.
You're all getting like a very good breakfast.
So
All
it's
right, I'll take
now
it.
he heard that we make money, so he wants to sponsor future trips.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes.
Cool. See, it's a smart cookie. Yeah, that's really why I want to talk to you guys. Word has it that you brought in more than a couple hundred gold worth of delirium. So it means you guys can find treasure.
Also means
We're in the market for that.
Thugs are not smart enough to know where to look.
That works a little different with us. You see, we're more of a democracy, and everyone does their own thing. And there's still a bit of leadership and ruling and whatnot. I'm one of the big shots, but everyone just kind of does their own thing. We don't send people into the city to just pillage and whatnot. That's not our style. It's not what we do. But we do have a keen eye for things that are worth a lot of money. That's where you guys come in. So recently, one of our guys found something in Drakkenheim, and then he was abducted by a couple of unscrupulous people, and he was tortured to give up some information about what he found, and then he came back to us. So he found this really expensive artifact that supposedly is some sort of religious thing, and it's underneath the chapel. It's worth a lot of money to the right buyer.
So we've heard.
Oh, you have heard
what
about
would-
it already.
What would our share be?
So you will never be able to move that if you don't know the right people. Something like that is way too hot to just sell to one of the caravaneers. They will not touch that. But we know a couple of people in and around the city that might be able to move that for you. Now, you'll get your cut, and let's just make it an even 1,500 gold for you total.
Or
It's an interesting.
potentially we could just give it to the rightful owners and then actually have done a good deed in this godforsaken land.
And you're the type of guy that does good deeds, huh?
He'll just smile at that comment, but obviously it's a way of trying to negotiate the price.
Listen, it's very simple. If this thing goes back to its rightful owners, you're basically doing a disservice to everyone else. It's really unfair. These people didn't know of this artifact until they spoke to my associate. They tortured him and they made him talk about the location of this supposedly holy relic. And it doesn't belong to them. They all but forgotten about it until they heard of it. This thing belongs to the people. But we don't really have any use for it in its current state. We do have use for its monetary value. That money will go a long way in supporting the people that still live in Drakkenheim and the people that should move to Drakkenheim. So you're doing a service to the people over here, and we're willing to compensate you fairly for that.
So you're saying that they tortured one of your guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to try and figure out if he's speaking the truth or what this whole thing is.
Yeah, Nebarlin's trying to suss that because accusing someone of torture is, to him, is at least pretty. That's a big accusation. So he's trying to read.
It is.
Yeah, he's trying to read him if he's being serious about his guy getting tortured.
Is that insight?
If you want to roll for it, sure.
I'm at.
Okay. Do you want to roll for that as well, Marlon? Yes, you do. He sounds pretty fair about this.
I only have insight. No, that didn't. 2 + 2.
Oh, because I got 6. Okay, yeah, so just 10. Okay.
Did you think it was a 9?
Just we need to discuss it in more private matters, and we have other options to consider. Do you have any other perks you could offer?
Well, we have a couple of very smart people working for us that making potions and whatnot. I imagine that you guys need something to keep you on your feet and can get you hooked up with that.
What about ways of moving in and out of the city?
Well, let's just say that if you can do this little thing for us, I might have another thing that might tie into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some bit more specifics on that, considering the hooded lanterns hold the only feasible way in and out.
No, they don't.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
I have one area of interest, if you will, and I was wondering if you maybe have the people to help me with that. Might be looking for some people in or around Drakkenheim. Do you have specialists in that matter?
Buddy, you're talking to the main man of the Queen of Thieves. Information is our game. You need to know something, we can find it out for you, no problem.
Could I get a read on the main man?
Like an inside check, sure.
Yes. How much he's boasting. Inside.
If possible, I also would want to know what rank he is. But
Dirty 20.
30-20.
All right. So rank-wise, you don't see any insignias or whatever on him. Like the only thing that makes him stand out of the people that he was hanging around with is that his clothing looks a lot better quality. That's really the only thing. So with the dirty 20, oh yeah, this guy is so full of himself, but you're noticing that with the whole being full of himself, I mean, there is apparently a reason for him to do so. And with the guys around him, they're not saying anything against that. They're following in line. So he has some clout, apparently.
Would Asoli know anything about like him specifically having run with the Queensmen as well?
Blackjack Mill, I mean, there's a lot of people being involved with the Queen of Thieves. So him specifically, roll me a d20. Let's see what happens. Let's make it a rule of cool. You have some history with the Queen of Thieves. Yeah, you've heard of him before.
In that case, Atolu will just nod towards Felix, knowing that like he's trying to ascertain what Mel is all about. And Mel's words coming back to him, Atolu will nod to kind of affirm what he's saying.
Heard you. And
Tell you what.
Looks at Nabogan.
Tell you what. Other than the money, if you're really interested in working with us, you really want to get like more on the up and up, I might be able to even secure more than what I just promised. How about you guys get an invitation to actually meet with her? You know, the queen. I can do that.
Atolu will perk up at that and be like, that's actually an interesting offer.
Yes, Lip's also interested.
Yeah.
Well, considering there's no real goody two-shoes among us this time, I think we have a decision to make.
Yeah.
We do, and I have some questions that need to be answered. We just had we have a group of people that, from what we've heard, are just torturing people for information, and that doesn't sit well.
I mean, the holy orders are usually very fervent in their pursuit of whatever information they want.
He points at Atoli and he's like, see, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Totally looks back and was like, this guy used to live in Drakkenheim, so.
Oh, did you? Well, then you're a pretty smart guy if you're still on your feet and whatnot. I'm going to let you finish your breakfast. You know, it's all on me. It's all good. So thank you. Just one word of caution. If you want to work with us, that's great. Like, we'll overcompensate you and whatnot. Like, you know, good skill is rewarded with us. Just make sure, like, when you actually go out and find this thing, get it back to us. Okay. If you want to talk with me, just leave a message here at the Skull and Sword and I'll get in touch with you. And you'll be duly compensated as I promised. Don't try to sell it yourself. If you're trying to sell it yourself, you try to double cross us, it'll be bad news for you. Just making sure that you understand that. Yeah.
we have not made a decision yet, so there will be no crossing yet. But we'll definitely keep you in mind. You've
Yeah.
made a most generous offer.
Yeah, I thought so too. All right. Well, enjoy your food, and I'll be seeing you with the scepter, I hope. And with that, he stands up and he proceeds to walk out of the Skull and Sword.
His thugs go to. Or
Does
Yeah,
that-
they all join.
Just a quick note.
His
I hate how he looks like Liam O'Brien.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
He does. Yeah, now that you say it.
Oh my god.
That's how I imagine Oram looks in Incredible
The,
World.
na-
But yeah,
the name of that actor has been bugging me for so long already.
He does. Like, he's with bigger ears and a bit more like of a hair, but yeah, like you're right.
Oh my god.
So,
I
we have two offers, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not one to shy away from hurting people, but a holy order directly torturing people for simple information? That doesn't
I'm not
sit
feeling-
right with me.
doesn't sit right with me either. That's not how you
I
treat.
don't trust either of them.
Oh
But
no. But these are common
I-
thieves and not a holy order based on a cult.
yes, that's honestly more trustworthy.
My point.
And they've made a better offer.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
have some potential interests in further relationships. So that's my vote.
I
Yeah.
would like to.
I'm with the
I mean, I'd
fancy
like-
looking bard.
I think the first step is to get the spear, or was it a lance or spear? I
Scepter.
guess it was
It's
scepter.
a scepter.
Scepter.
Yeah.
The
Scepter.
scepter. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the first step is to get it, and Atoli, do you have any idea where they're talking about? The
It was
temple.
it wasn't inside the city itself, right?
No, it was on the outside of it. It was in a chapel, as a matter of fact. The name mentioned was the Chapel of Saint Brenna. As to if you know this chapel, there's a lot of chapels on the outside of the city. Most of them burned down. Some of them still erect. You would hope that it would be one that
But
is still standing, but you don't know which one
Oftenti-
that is.
Oftentimes, chapels are close to orphanages, which is
So you're going to
where-
look for children? Oh.
No, but that's where that's where Atoli grew up. So
Shit me.
That is true.
That'd be pretty lucky if you were at the one orphanage that was by the one.
Well, it doesn't have to
chapel
be
Maybe
that
you
the
could
one.
roll a history, and it would be really lucky.
I believe McFarlane has crashed again.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, our boy!
It is not his
Come
day today.
on.
Nope.
He rolled a nat 20 and it cursed him.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I mean, I can try a history
Sure.
because my history skill is shit to begin with. So,
Oh, you're back on the other one.
there.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
10.
No, this doesn't ring a bell.
No.
So we would
I
be
don't
on
know
like a
what that is.
wild goose chase to find. We would just look at every chapel that's outside
we
of
should go-
Drakkenheim. Like,
Or we
think
could
we should
finish
look-
the deal with the
Flaming fists or the
Exactly.
flaming. Yeah.
because they would
It's not
probably tell us where the chapel is
mm,
if they know that the thing is there. So, in essence, we are going to double cross them, but
they did torture someone, so they're probably not
Allegedly.
above.
I mean, we could
Allegedly.
ask them about that as well.
Hey, did you torture someone?
Yes.
Did you do a little light torture the other day?
Just a bit off the top.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's probably a good idea. But before we approach them, or maybe while you approach them and ask about that, I have some business at the hotel I'd like to take care of. Nestor, I believe you wanted to ask around about the dwarves as well, so maybe the two of us could go and have a look if we can find the right people, and the
The
rest might.
dwarves? What?
The Red Lion.
Yeah, there were dwarves staying at the Red Lion Hotel, and from what I understood, they were from the Amethyst Academy, but I'm not sure.
No.
Right.
No, okay.
No.
So the two of us could go have a look if we can talk to people there, while you maybe have a look at the chapel if we can get more information about our quarry.
Wasn't the Red Lion where
It was where River was.
River
staying.
said that the Amethyst was staying as well?
Also, Nabarlan, I believe you tried to say something, but you're on mute.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, well, yeah, if we're going to split up, I think I do want to talk to those, the paladins and get their response to the accusation they were torturing people, because that is not how you deal with prisoners.
Okay. So a couple of you are going to the chapel. A couple of you are going to the Red Lion Hotel. Seems like a plan.
I think, for pure old time's sake, Atoli would follow Felix to the Red Lion.
All right. Which one do you want to do first?
I'm good either way.
All right. So the Red Lion Hotel, let's start with that one, is a beautiful building. It is by far the most robust and solid-looking building in the village of here, save for the watchtower maybe, but that's because it's an actual tower. But the Red Lion Hotel looks gorgeous. It's made of red brick, which is why it's called a Red Lion Hotel, and it features a couple of lions on the front of it, also adding to the name. The hotel itself is immaculate. Looks very well kept, which is kind of strange in these surroundings where like nature is dying and whatnot. It just looks expensive, and it is. The doors are open. As you enter the Red Lion Hotel, you will come into a polished marble entrance hall, from where you can see two ground wings. On one side, you can see a wing that goes to some rooms, which has like a red lined carpet on it. On the other side, you'll see a rather expensive dining hall with gorgeous oak wood tables and chairs and crystal chandeliers above it. Everything just looks like it's made of money, basically. Behind the desk, you see a lady that is currently writing in a ledger.
Felix will approach her with all the confidence in the world and try to get her attention without interrupting her.
Mm-hmm. As you approach the desk, she will notice you because, well, I mean, that is what she is here for. Well, hello.
Hello.
Good day.
Yeah, very.
My name is Jason Valorian, and I am a representative of the Bank of Caspia. And I was hoping to get some help from you.
Yes, how
what
can I
would
help
be
you?
your name?
My name is Kostros Stavros. I am the owner and proprietor of the Red Lion Hotel.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Let me give you a bit of background of why I'm here. My employer is looking for the next of kin of one of our customers, or former customers, I must say.
Yes.
And we have some unconfirmed information that he might be in the area. So that's why I've been sent here to try and find him to, all the issues with changing proprietors and documents. And I'm sure you can't tell me if there is Mr. or Madam Caldwell staying at your hotel here. I understand confidentiality and all that. But would you have something like a notice board or something where I could leave an open letter to that person if they would be willing to reach out to me?
Before she answers, give me a deception check, and you can do it with advantage because you've put on the costume and whatnot like that. Actually, like, you're playing the part, really.
Atoli's not even stopping him. He's just enjoying the show.
16.
You needed it.
You that.
All right. She looks at you and she says, well, that's unheard of. Coming from Caspia all the way, that's rather far away. And from the The Bank of Caspia, no less. Good my. I do have a letterbox for our guest. I can tell you between you and me, I don't believe there is someone under that name staying at the hotel right now. But if you want to, I can definitely keep that letter for you in the letterbox. And if someone like with that name comes around, I'll pass it on to them. Yes.
I was hoping one could maybe post it somewhere because I'm not sure if he is still under that name or maybe he has still has since married or anything like that.
Oh,
Something
right.
like a notice board.
Yes, I can definitely put it up on the wall if you would like to. This sounds like very important. So yes, I can. Yes.
That would be wonderful, and if you can help our organization finding this person, there will be a compensation involved, depending on.
Oh, really?
Of course, that's
Oh.
our policy.
I'm
And
more than happy to assist you. Of course, please, if you could hand me the letter.
he will hand her the letter, one of the copies.
She takes it and she makes some effort in sticking it on the wall behind her. It is like rather visible, like this is some sort of a call to action or whatever. So people that would come in would notice this.
Thank you a lot. And in the same avenue, I was hoping I could open something like a post office box. So if someone were to reach out to me and try to contact me, they could maybe leave a letter here for me. I don't really need a room here. I'm a traveled person, but could I do that with you?
Well, just to like hold on to a letter for you, as long as it's just a letter. Like I can't really hang on to packages for you, but like a letter wouldn't be a problem.
That would be wonderful. Just I noticed I mentioned in the letter that they could send me a message with your hotel, so that would be wonderful.
Great. And what was your name again?
My name is Jason Valorian.
Jason Valorian. Sure, I will keep on. I'll hang on to letters for you whenever they arrive.
Yes. While I'm in the city, I'm also often going by the name Felix, just to keep a bit of a lower profile. So, just to avoid any future confusions. You've been
That's a cute
very
name.
helpful. Thank you. I came up with it myself. Aside from that's my business concluded, and once again, thank you very much. And he gives her a polite bow. My friend here, and he points at Nespip, he has been looking for some dwarves that's been staying at your hotel. Can we maybe leave a message for them?
You are doing it's a lot of messages, but what would the message entail?
I don't need to really leave a message. I wanted to know is there some kind of event going on, or why are the dwarves gathering here?
I'm not really sure if I'm at liberty to share with you, but perhaps if you catch them at some point when they are going out and about, you might be able to ask them yourself.
Okay, because I was wondering if any of them are clan crafters and there's some kind of regular meetup or something happening.
Well, I can tell you they have a room on permanent reserve, so they do come in and out of the hotel quite often. In different groups, but you probably have to run into them. I'm pretty sure I can't share anything more than that.
Okay, still, thank you.
All right. Is there anything else I can help you with? A cup of coffee, perhaps?
No, thank you. I think we need to get going, but thank you for your help a lot. And he will put down 5 gold on the counter and with a polite smile leave.
She will swipe that up and thank you kindly. And I think with that, we can switch to the chapel.
So I walk up. So I'm looking for Ophelia and the 2 paladins, Sir something.
So looking at Sir Virgil and Sir Cassandra. Looking at the chapel on the inside, You notice that only one flamekeeper remains, and it's not the one that you talked to yesterday. Otherwise, there's a burning brazier, but otherwise it is completely empty in here.
Well, I guess that's all we got right now. Flamekeeper Hana. Okay.
Flame be with you. How can I help you?
We were here the other day, at least I was, and I was speaking with Ophelia.
Yes.
She mentioned there was a item that your order was looking for.
Yes. The scepter of Saint Vitruvio.
Yes.
She said that we might have found a location for it.
She spoke with us the other day. We might be of assistance retrieving that, since you all have other matters that Drakkenheim, you have got a lot going on, but she asked if we could assist in finding that for you.
Yes.
Did she mention that we spoke yesterday?
She did not, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate. Because it was late in the day, and we had to recover from our adventures in the city. But the issue is, she didn't quite mention where the chapel was.
Oh, so which chapel is it?
The chapel of... I don't remember, actually.
It's like Brenna or something, or like...
The chapel of St. Brenna.
St. Brenna.
Yes, I know the location of that one. It's not too far from here, actually.
Really?
Yes. So if you venture into Drakkenheim, it's about 2 miles walking to Drakkenheim. You do know that Drakkenheim is very dangerous to go to, right, sir?
Wait, it's in Drakkenheim?
Well, yes, it's on the outskirts of it, but like it's still within the city proper.
Right.
Oh, I'm well aware. In fact, we got back from Drakkenheim yesterday. We had quite an eventful day in Drakkenheim, and that's why we were approached by Ophelia, actually.
Understandable. I have to admit, I'm very glad that I haven't been picked yet to venture into the city. I'd rather just stay here and help. Anyways, it's not about me. The Chapel of Saint Brenna is if you travel down the road, she basically points down the road that you've picked before to go to Drakkenheim, for about 2 miles towards the city. Then on the outskirts, you will run into an area where, well, there used to be a lot of houses. You see, most of it has been destroyed by the meteor. But it was most commonly referred to as the spokes. If you stick to the main road and you travel inwards for another couple of hundred yards, on your left side you'll have a chapel, and that would be the one that you're looking for. It is just off the main road. It'll be 1 or 2 side streets from there. I don't know if it's still standing, to be honest, but if it is, you should very easily notice its dome. It should be sticking out just slightly above the houses if they're still there. It should be easily discernible from the main road. So it's on your left if you're following the main road, and well before the walls.
Well before the wall. Okay. That kind of brings us to the next question here. She mentioned they were going to Camp Dawn, I think.
Yes.
Where is that? Because if we were to retrieve the scepter, we were to bring it to her at Camp Dawn.
Oh,
but she didn't quite mention where that was either.
It is south of the city. If you travel towards Drakkenheim and you reach the outskirts of the city, so just before you actually hit the living quarters and buildings and whatnot, if from there you'd basically cross through the woods, which I would definitely not recommend, but just to roughly give you an idea, if you cross through the woods towards the west and you hit the Dran River, and from there you continue back south, so you basically follow the river south, you will reach Camp Dawn from that. You can't miss it. It's a very large camp with tents and griffins and just everything.
So this is out of character, but part of my backstory is he spent like a year prepping to come here. So in that year, he would have if you're okay with that, you just have some kind of like larger map similar to
Yep.
like the main map, so you could actually have some of these big things that everybody knows about, so the river, the walls, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, and he could have her kind of point on the map.
Absolutely. So while she says this, she will also point at that. Like that, it's like the lay of the land is common knowledge, and even after 15 years, like after Drakkenheim, this is common knowledge. So you having a map either drawn or bought at some point makes total sense.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just like, if he spent a year prepping to go to Drakkenheim, he would have gotten something so he could have some kind of wherewithal. So, but I never really thought about that until this very moment. That there's not really something. But okay.
No, but it makes total sense that you would have it, especially as a foreigner, which you basically are. Like coming to these lands, you would need a map at some point, and like this has been a living, breathing land, up until the meteor, and so yeah, you would definitely be able to buy that.
Okay. Well, I guess our next stop would be the chapel, and I'd be remiss without asking, how might y'all have learned about the scepter?
The scepter of Saint Vitruvio.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really sure how much. Well, you do know Saint Vitruvio, do you? I do follow the Sacred Flame.
I've heard of the Sacred Flame, and then as he says that, his eyes kind of gloss over with a flame as he says that.
Oh, that's good.
Deception.
Yeah, but give me a deception check with advantage, because that is really cool. And that, this is just a normal flamekeeper. They are a lot more gullible than I flamekeeper. So
13.
That makes it a 13. Sure. She will see that, and she will say, "Well, right then. So you know of Saint Vitruvio. Now, Saint Vitruvio had a very important position in our religion, of course. With the dragon, and him being, well, doing all the things that they did. They had a very mighty scepter, and this scepter was thought to be hidden in the catacombs dedicated to Saint Vitruvio themselves, but they recently learned that it is not there, but apparently on some sort of religious mission or like little undertaking, it was loaned to one of the other chapels, or at least that's what we think. And it is currently over there in that chapel, from what we understand. We don't know exactly where, but if it would be my 2 copper, I think it should be in the catacombs underneath the chapel. It is a very important relic. If Saint Vitruvio handled it, it must be gorgeous, and it must be very powerful.
Why does everything always have to be in catacombs and not in this super lit place that's well decorated with fresh flowers?
Nimrod will say
That
something. He say, "Why is it always catacombs? They couldn't have put it somewhere a little brighter."
Oh, but you must know, if you follow the Sacred Flame, why we do have our catacombs. You must know, everyone that passes is dedicated to the flame. Everyone is offered to the flames and burned to ashes in wait for a new dawn. But
I know. I'm just referring to the fact that putting the scepter, of course, is always somewhere hard to get. That's what I'm saying.
Well, luckily it is, because if it wasn't, it would have probably been stolen by now. It's probably worth a lot of money in the right hands. I shouldn't tell you this, right? You're an adventurer. We just hope it comes home safe.
Well, I appreciate the assistance. If Ophelia comes by here again, let her know that Sir Nabarlin has stopped by and he is on the hunt.
Absolutely, Sir Nabarlin. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Been more than helpful. Thank you, Hannah.
Very welcome. Then the flame be with you and guide your path, and please make it back safe from Drakkenheim.
And I say, and with you. And as I walk by the the brazier goes up even higher and brightens.
What did you use to do that?
Yeah, what did you do?
Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Oh, thaumaturgy.
Yeah, with
No
thaumaturgy, I'll allow that.
thaumaturgy.
Well, that's. I mean, how else would I have done the fire in the eyes too? It's thaumaturgy.
Well, I mean, there's like, yeah, that wouldn't be prestidigitation, but you could use prestidigitation to enlighten the flame a little bit. That could work,
Yep.
but in this case, I wouldn't have allowed that. There's a reason for that. But yeah, thaumaturgy works because that breaks that. Cool. I think at this point, you guys will reconvene.
I'm gonna keep my lookout for any dwarves wandering around, and I also want to point out that I'm riding a giant mechanical something through town, so they might.
You're
be
getting a lot
interested
of
in it.
looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the map is pretty barren because I'm not going to put like a bazillion tokens on here, but like Everwood Village has like a couple of hundred people living here. So there is people out and about, and they're all looking at you. 100%. This looks weird.
You're just imagine going.
I'm envisioning this, like you've all seen Django Unchained, right? Like this scene where Dr. King Schultz rides in with his dentist's card and people are looking at him and he just like does his hat like that. That's Nespip right now. Morning.
Milady.
Let's get over somewhere. Actually, we're over about that.
Do we need to do something in the city, or can we?
Before
on our way.
before we start talking, though, I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna see that the blacksmith, I'm assuming, is not open.
At this point, the blacksmith will be open.
Walk over there. I'm gonna say, "Hello, folks. Howdy.
Morning.
Thanks for the scrap.
Yeah, you're very. What the heck is that? Did you make that in a night?
Yep.
I have.
That's amazing.
He's
It's
really
called work
creative.
ethics.
How is that even powered?
I used a little delirium shard. It
You're so
seems to
very
work for now.
Speaking of
Honest-
delirium, that's actually why I'm here. And he unwraps one of the shards. We have, the other day I mentioned we were going into Drakkenheim, and you questioned if I'd be back. Well, we're back, and I have one of these shards, and I got a question for you. Have you ever worked with delirium before?
I've not. I've wanted to get my hands on it though, but I haven't had the chance yet, and well, I'm not sure if I can work with it, but it's worth a try. What are you asking?
Pull out one of the arrows. I would like to fashion delirium tipped arrows, but I don't quite have the skills necessary to make this into arrow tips.
I've never done this before, but if you're willing to let me give it a try, I can. But results are not guaranteed, of course. I've never done this before.
It's first time for everything.
And speaking of a first time, there's also something I would like to ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a dagger, but could you perhaps fashion a small, cut out in the blade, one maybe just about big enough for one of those crystals?
And here I thought you were going to do it on your whip.
And would that be on the blade side or?
On the blade side, yes.
Interesting. I can try.
So I pull out the shards and say, well, we've got some matters to attend to, and I know that you've got a lot going on, so how about I leave these here with you and let you have fun with it?
I'll see what I can do, and if I can actually whip up something for you, I think we can come to a negotiation of price. But since I can't give you a guarantee that I can even work with this, I'll give it a try. If it does come up as something useful, we can talk money.
War
Um,
crimes. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, you have a
This,
singer with you. How
this man
nice.
is a father. You're gonna orphan a child.
Speaking of, you have any coals you're selling?
I had a nice bag of coals yesterday, but someone, when he eyes over at the barn, bought a large portion of my stock. So, how much do you need?
Just a couple of chunks that's large enough to break into even smaller chunks.
Oh, that I can part with, sure.
He'll fish up a gold coin and just assume that that's enough.
Yeah, for a couple, that's fine.
Well, thank you, Tobias. I look forward to seeing what you can come up with.
I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with this. Mind you, I have heard that beyond the delirium crystals, there is another thing that might be potentially interesting, that I'm interested in at least. See, these crystals, from what I understand, come from the meteor. But the meteor itself isn't just made purely of crystal. There's also iron or something. I mean, I'm no astrologer, but apparently there's also metal involved, and like the crystals themselves are embedded into metal chunks. Now, this metal seems to be delirium infused. I've heard that you can work with that as well, and I'm really interested in that. So if you ever come close to that, and you have the opportunity to take it with you, I'd be very open to that. But I'll try to work with this first.
Absolutely.
We'll keep our eyes out.
Just another quick question. Are you maybe affiliated with any clan crafters in the town or dwarves? Or...
Not affiliated, but I do know that a couple of dwarves recently set up shop somewhere near the meteor in Drakkenheim. They set up some sort of a excavation unit, and they're moving people in and out because, look, you can't stay there for longer than a little while. Like you basically just pass out, right? So they're moving back and forth. I believe some of them are staying in town here somewhere to just recuperate before they get back into the city. But they're near the crash site of the meteor, and they're like doing excavation things and whatnot. So that's what I heard, but I'm not affiliated with them, unfortunately, because I could have got my hands on a lot of delirium that way, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mosey on off here then. I look over and I guess I fill them in on what I learned from the Flamekeeper Hannah about the
Probably
location.
should not discuss this in town. There's a lot of ears here.
That's a good point.
So who are we going to double cross, like in the middle of town?
Well, no, I guess yeah, that part maybe we should go somewhere more private. But I mean, me mentioning that chapels, in the city. I mean, who's gonna know about that? So do we go back to our new home?
I mean, do we have things to do there, or can we
I
sit
think
out?
we should just start on our way. Yeah.
Oh, I guess
There's
yeah.
only
We
so
can,
much sunlight.
Either way,
Yeah.
we're going to the chapel, so
yeah.
might
So I
as
guess
well
we
start
could
going.
start walking and discuss this on the way.
Alrighty. In that case, you don't have to move your tokens. I'll keep them there for now. Let's add the activated city map again. So we've been on this map before, but just to reiterate, you are coming from this direction down here, where it says to Emberwood Village, because you're not coming from Emberwood Village. That will be the main road that is traveling into the city for you. Coincidentally, by the way, that road is called the Champions Way. And just for the reference that you've asked Flamekeeper Hunter, like, so what's where? If you basically go from Champions Road all the way to the west, you would hit the Dran River, the big river that's going through the city. And there is a road that is going next to it. If you'd follow that road basically down to the south, you would get to Camp Dawn. As for the Chapel of Saint Brenna, did she? You probably asked her to point it out on the map, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. As she was talking, I had it out so she could
Yeah. So she pointed out the neighborhood that is on the other side of the road that is called the Spokes. So this area over here is called the Spokes, and the other area on the other side of the road is basically the Spokes as well. She pointed to that area. So it would be roughly in this area over here.
Oh, okay.
Where
So
were
by
we?
our 20 here.
Yeah, where were we whenever we?
So whenever you enter, you are down over here. And basically what I need from you is not necessarily just to move the token up there because like, the map already tells you where it is. But what I do need is a general approach. How are you going to go there? Because you know roughly where you need to be. You need to travel up the main road for a little while. And then I need to know, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay on the main road? Are you going to go off the main road? Are you going to go over the rooftops? Are you going to be playing music while you're walking into Drakkenheim? Like, I need to know what you're doing.
Well,
Would you maybe put some map marker where it is? Because I'm having a hard time visualizing.
Oh, so if you look at the map, there is a number 20. That is where
Yeah,
you're going to go to.
it's the 20.
I see. Okay.
So, in true fashion to all the other times that he's gone into Drakkenheim, Atoli will go and kick the horse.
Yep.
Stay on the main road for the time being till the houses start becoming a little bit more bunched up or closer together, and then venture off-road and peek every corner like the first time.
All right.
Felix will follow our glorious leader.
Or at least our local guide here, because he's the closest thing we got to a guide
I think
right now.
the local guide is probably a bit more close to.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like before, Nebralin's no stranger to getting local guides for the area, so he knows when to lean on experts.
All right. First of all, since Atoli, you're basically leading the pack in the way that you're getting into the city, make me a survival check, please.
We can do that. If I can find the right thing, there we go.
Also, Felix would have put on his armor again.
I imagine if you're going into the city.
18.
Nice.
That's what I can see.
All right. So, two things. You are on the main road towards Drakkenheim, and as soon as you basically hit the outskirts a little ways before that, I imagine you venture off to the side to not be a fair target. As you do this, a little ways into the side areas of the road, you will hear a sound. It is coming roughly from the area of the main road. You're currently like one or two streets behind that. Now, most of the buildings over here are destroyed, but there is like more than enough stuff to basically hide behind. You will hear the sound of some sort of like a really warped kind of laughter. It is not like human laughter. It sounds more like an animal that is almost sort of like, partially like repeating the same sound over and over again. Kind of like a hyena, if you will. You hear a couple of these at the same time. They are a little ways away, but they are close enough to be heard. What do you do with this information?
Are there any buildings nearby?
Absolutely. Like there's enough stuff to like hide behind. Like they're all partial buildings and walls and whatnot, but like you can hide if you want to.
Having ventured into Drakkenheim and stuff like that before, is there any chance that I would recognize this with a previous trek?
I don't think you haven't been into Drakkenheim that many times in its current state. You come from Drakkenheim. You've had one or two like outings into Drakkenheim, but you don't have like a lot of knowledge on what's in here. So I'm going to say this one is new to you as well.
Okay.
Well, Thistle, I was going to ask because Thistle, I think we just actually in DM, Thistle's kind of going to be on the rooftops as we're going. Mm-hmm. Can she see it from the rooftop if I morgue in?
She would have to get a little closer, and that means that she will have to get into visual like range, which goes both ways.
Okay. So she's saying no, it's too hazy.
What I'm saying is that in the mist over here, you don't have obscurement of vision, so you have a pretty clear sight, but you'd have to get a little closer. And because it's a visual recognition that you're trying to do, if you can see them, they might see you. It's chance-based, but it is a chance.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
I guess I'm gonna look over and see how stealthy is she.
She has a +2 on that.
Oh, okay. I guess it might be worth a shot. She can try and stealth on the top of the roof. You know, do it one of these.
Dun, 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 dun. If you want to give it a try, give me a stealth roll from this.
Okay.
Oh, you better not do your regular rolls here.
Oh, okay.
Which is a
Alright,
19. Nice. That would be more than enough. Yes, you can get close enough on a broken rooftop to see what is making the sound. As you're looking to the main street, it is not a pretty sight. I'll tell you that. What you're seeing on the main road is a rather sizable group. You're counting at least 30 to 35 heads of creatures that are walking upright, but otherwise look completely like some sort of hyena, but then morphed into something more than that. They look strange, but tribalistic and dangerous. Not only are you seeing these creatures, this is what they look like, by the way. Let me just add them to the screen for visual. Other than these creatures that you're seeing, you're noticing that they have a couple of hounds with them that are sort of like helping out as they walk around. This is by all accounts a hunting party that you're noticing. They're either out for food or treasure, whatever the case might be. They don't look like the sociable types that you can talk to.
God
So I'm
praise
gonna read
high
it-
survival skill check for not running into
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna relay the information, and Violet, you're telling me that I'm assuming the Barlin can pick up the fact that this is clearly a deliberate hunting party.
They, by all accounts, look like this. If they're not, like, this is not an adventuring party. Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
we
like
come in- we
30
come
of them.
We come in peace.
Come in peace. Well, I'm gonna relay the information and mention the fact that there's 20, 30 of these, and I as a Chris knows what those are. Would Nabarla know what those are?
I think I'm going to make it a low threshold, but give me a survival check on this because I think you know, but you know him differently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because he's not from this area, so
Yeah.
Let's see, survival. Oh my god! So the threshold's probably not that low.
No.
Okay, well I guess
How
Nabarla
do
will
you
just-
do how do you do this?
So I just described them then, because I don't recognize them.
Sound like some kind of
The number I will say this though, the number alone is enough for Totally to like no, we're going in the opposite direction.
We're not
Yeah.
going by those guys for sure.
I think as you're
Far
describing
around.
them, I will add this in, like, you're describing them the way that they are, but with that one, I think you're actually adding in, like, well, but they're handling tools, so they must be intelligent. This might be an adventuring party after all.
They look fluffy and they look fluffy and friendly,
Oh,
They're holding
God.
tools, like they're not savages.
Yeah. And with that Atoli is just gonna look at him like he's completely brain dead and just motion for the rest of them to just like that way. Go.
We are going the opposite.
Dragon took out more than just like, All right.
Yeah, so no,
Um,
we're not going anywhere near that.
Perfect. You're going to move a little bit closer towards the chapel, and the great thing is, indeed, the chapel is still standing. So, as with the choices that you have made and the way that you have avoided this potential confrontation with a lot of very scary creatures,
More like
very well done
potential
indeed.
total party kill. My God.
Welcome to
30 of
Drakkenheim.
them?
Welcome to Drakkenheim. You've seen nothing yet. Like this is entry level.
Okay.
That just worries me so much.
As you as you walk the opposite direction and roughly follow the route that you can get on the map, yeah, indeed, you will notice the dome of a dome-shaped building. And there's not a lot of other buildings that follow the same shape. Like, you've learned by now that these temples are really the only buildings that make dome-shaped, like, roofs. You are that certain that you're approaching at least a chapel. And by all accounts, seeing as where this was noted on the map, this has to be the chapel that you are looking for. So unless you want to do something else on the road, you are welcome to go to the Chapel of St. Brenna at this point. So let's give, yeah.
I'd like to put like scratch some marks into some of the broken buildings so we can find the same path out again. As we're heading deeper in, it's just a way for Atoli to recognize which way to head on out again. That was at least safe at that point in time. He'll just do that with a finger. Get some wood.
It's like barely noticeable. Okay, in that case, sure.
I mean, he has like freaking
got, like,
nails.
so
yeah.
Cool. We'll do that. With that, we will get to the Chapel of St. Brenna. Let's get a transition.
Ooh. I don't like that mummified bodies. I've played too much Skyrim to.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I was like, "Yep, that's yeah."
What's the worst that can happen? Hey.
Well, the worst that could happen is, considering we just see this map now, and there's an ominous, very octarine glow right to our left. This place is most certainly scuffed already.
So, as you approach the chapel, all of you are approaching from the south. You're noticing a couple of things. First off, the building itself is relatively intact, especially seeing the surrounding neighborhood. Sure, the building has sustained some damage. You're noticing that one of the smaller towers, which is not really a tower in its own right, it's more like a small, like, round extension to the building, has collapsed, while the other one is luckily still standing. The rest of the building, the dome itself, seems to be mostly intact, with only a few shingles missing. So this building has really survived. The octarine glow, very good point. Towards your left, you are noticing that there is a bit of an octarine glow coming from the ground. Apparently something from a meteor hit over there as well. Other than that, you are noticing that to your right, there is a path leading off to beside the chapel, where there is a walled-in area. The wall isn't too high, so you can see over it just a little bit. And what you are noticing is that above this wall, sticking out a couple of feet, is a grand stone statue of someone in the middle of this apparent courtyard. In front of you, the chapel itself has a door, and the door itself is closed. We're very close to the ending, but I'm going to allow you a couple of minutes to just look around.
Should we take a round before going in?
The door. I don't want to open the door yet. So
let's clear the perimeter.
Yeah, the building itself.
Yeah.
So is it still look like a building? Is there walls there, or is it like completely crumbled down? I could see it. I could throw a rock in there if I wanted to, that kind of thing.
No, it's completely intact, save for that one area which is like very close to you on the left, like where you got your cursor right now. Like that part is just crumbled. Apparently that was hit by something, maybe some debris or something from the city. But beyond that, the building is unkept. It's been 15 years of neglect that you can see, but the building is still standing. So the walls and all are just firm.
Gotcha. So,
any windows?
Quite a few, actually, yeah. And some of them are broken because 15 years of neglect, but most of them are still relatively intact. They are tainted glass windows, and they look beautiful. You're noticing that there is light coming from they're like, they're giving off their color, which means that there is light coming through it.
What kind of light?
Someone's in there.
I would say an orange-yellow light.
So not purple or octarine light.
Yes, not purple.
Is there a window over around here?
So there isn't over here, but there will be windows over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already don't like this place. Can we leave again?
From this little tree that she's perched on, can she see into the window?
Sure. Yeah, she can. And with that, I will allow the inside of the chapel to be seen. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we are. Looking through the window, you will see that on the inside there are a whole bunch of candles that are lit. The central brazier, however, is out. This is basically heresy when it comes down to the way that these temples are usually kept. These flames in the center of the temples are basically like ever-going flames, not necessarily magical, but like this is sort of like part of the sacred duty to keep the flame going. It makes sense that the flame went out somewhere in the last 15 years. But it is borderline blasphemous to let that flame go out. Basically, this place is now unconsecrated.
Oh.
You're noticing movement inside as well.
Oh.
So all the little flames are still going, but the big flame in the center is not going.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and again, to reiterate, the major brazier in these temples are never guarded by ever during flame or anything magical, because it is a part of the sacred duty to keep the flame going. So magic would not protect this. Candles, however, can definitely be made magical to just burn forever.
Okay.
Okay. And the movement, I'm going to assume that I can't see what that movement is. I just see motion in there.
It's motion, glass.
Yeah.
It's stained glass windows, so you won't be able to discern what it is. You do notice that it's quite a bit.
How about this? All of this rubble here. Is that stacked up high? Is it low?
It's quite high, but with a bit of handy climbing, you would be able to traverse it to get inside if you don't want to use the door.
If only we had someone...
What about climbing it to just look in?
If only we had someone who was really good at stealth that could just maybe take a peek in there.
Do we have someone?
I can try.
I got 13 stealth.
I got disadvantage.
I have.
Nespip says as he turns around, clunk, 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 clunk. I got disadvantage.
I have +7 to my stealth and my acrobatics, which would be getting up there and looking and not
be really
seen.
useful.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could.
So if you want to
try
do that,
scramble up there.
If you want to do that, feel free to roll.
Okay, what would you want me to roll first?
Atoli will stand near there to support her ascend up the first part of the pile.
So it's not too difficult to come up there. So don't need you to roll to get up on the pile of rubble. No, it's basically again like a stealth thing. Like you shoot, make sure that you don't.
Yeah.
Like if anything moves there, that's going to make a sound.
Okay.
So give me a stealth.
All right. Come on.
Oof.
9.
Okay. I am going to use my new ability.
Yes.
Because this is a skill that I am very proficient in, and so maybe this 1d6 of my psionic energy die might make it better. It's probably not.
Certainly
I'm gonna have to roll
try.
like a 6. I'm gonna have to roll a 6. Like it's not gonna be good. Oh, so that makes it a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
With that 14, nobody notices the fact that there was just like a big chunk of rock that just like just rolled down. Nobody noticed. Apparently.
Did it roll in? Did it roll in or out?
Oh my
roll
God.
out.
In that case, I would dare to grab it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I
that
used
would-
one of those.
That will put you up here, I
So-
imagine.
Okay, so that did succeed because then yes.
Yeah, so you're
kind
you're
of.
stealthy right now. Nobody has noticed.
Okay.
As you're looking inside, you're
Beautiful.
noticing that there is quite a bit of movement indeed. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in there in total.
9. Okay.
9, yes. They're all sort of scuffling about.
Mm,
But who they are,
We'll find out
we'll find out next week.
next week.
On the next episode of Drakkenheim Z.
Drakkenheim Z.
Dragon
thought
Hunter,
you-
I love it.
Are you sure you don't mean Drakkenheim C?
C.
Oh god.
Yep.
Drakkenheim C.
Please
Find out
I
next
love-
week.
I love the fact that you called it out. Like, so you might have a plan A, you might have a plan B, and everyone's sitting here like,
Please
Yeah, but
stop. Please stop.
when he said you might when he said that whole thing, you might have plan A and stuff like that. I was like, okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense. You might have a plan B, and I'm like, oh no, this is no. But
No, please.
it's like, oh god damn it.
At least you didn't. At least you didn't say that in front of the freaking Queen of Thieves guy, because I don't want. I want to look cool in front of the Queen of Thieves. No. Like
You're
dumb, like, Plan C.
a tiny girl.
I can still look cool.
says the small Juan T. I mean, hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm vicious. I will bite your knees.
You can reach them.
In that case, pray for your shins.
Tiny little
so yeah,
sweet boy.
I'm looking forward to next week because this is going to be like a little bit more tangible. Like the first couple of episodes of Drakkenheim doesn't necessarily have a slow start, but there's just a lot of information to chew through before you actually get into the
Yeah.
adventuring part. It's going to be so exciting. This is such a cool map. Yeah.
I got a new thing as well. That's why I'm trying to kind of work into everything as well. I saw that
With
just
your-
popped up with my 3rd level. I got darkness.
Ooh.
Oh,
No.
darkness,
Oh,
darkness,
no.
darkness.
That's why I
As
needed
in the
we
spell
got-
darkness, I imagine.
That's why, yeah, it is the spell. It was just why I needed the coal.
So if we
In that
gotta
case,
make this-
I without looking, I know which school of magic you take because like there's only one school that instantly gets it at level 3.
I mean, it makes
So
sense,
if we got
doesn't it?
Yeah.
If we have to make an escape, we got a way to cover our tracks. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
We got a way to cover something.
So okay. well,
We'll just be a cloud of darkness moving. It's totally not.
Yeah, there,
I mean,
so
worry
and we'll go over that next week. But like, there is a couple of things you do need to know about like darkness, like how that works.
Yeah.
Because the mechanics are always like it's good to discover like how we interpret everything.
Yeah.
So we know because like there are a couple. It's magical darkness, and magical darkness is so difficult in combat scenarios. It helps, or it doesn't.
Because that's what I just figured out as well. It's like I do have dark vision, but magical darkness is just like, nah, you don't.
Yeah, no.
If you cast it on yourself, it's a complete fuckfest. Like that's like nobody knows.
Unless you're a warlock with
Yeah.
the right augments.
Yeah, that is one way to get through. There's a couple of other ways to work with this though, but in most cases, it's a very very fun but difficult spell in certain scenarios. Yeah, looking forward to that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go call it a day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next week when we cover the Chapel of Saint Brenna.
And thanks
Alright.
again for putting up with my internet issues.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck happened. It
God's
just-
sake.
Thanks for trying. Like
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but like thanks for keeping on trying.
Yeah. Can't do anything about that.
Oh, and for
That's-
and for you Americans out there, if you live in the path, enjoy the solar eclipse tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, Isabel, are you?
yeah.
Are you?
I
are you
actually
I'm not-
in regards to next
I don't
session,
think I'm
I
in the
might not actually be here.
Oh,
We have
okay.
a confirmation in the family that I need to go halfway across the freaking country to attend to. So,
Oh,
I mean, I'm okay
as in
with
the-
you. You guys can play me on like passive or something.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, just let me know. And if that's the case, then sure.
I don't know what time we're back home again. That's why I'm just saying, like, if I can make it an hour or something, I'll join in. But if not, then just Play me
Perfectly
on.
fine. Sure.
NPC,
Just let me know,
NPC,
and we'll.
NPC totally.
I'd be I'll try to be my best. Like I remember your role, so I'll play it as you rolled.
Cool. Yeah, you have the. Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Well,
Alrighty.
there we go.
Good
Good night, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye.
Enjoy. Bye
Bye.
bye.
And yeah, chat. That goes for everybody else watching, both here live and on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And hey, I hope this turns out to be as fun watching for you as it is as fun watching and playing for us. So yeah, till next time. Thanks for